Hello, everybody. We are starting off the day, the 2014 Mario Kart 8 World Cup. Nice and freshly. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the cast. This is your host, Eirik, along with soon Baird. We're going to join him really quick. Oh, I don't know. Yo, is anybody alive right now? Because I'm pretty sure my Skype crashed again. Yeah, my Skype crashed. Is anybody alive? Rip in pieces. Anybody? No? Okay. So I'm having some technical difficulties with my Skype, so you guys are going to have to hold on for a bit. But welcome to the cast, everybody. It's a little bit early for me, 8:42 a.m. Or 8:52 a.m. rather. But we're going to be broadcasting the first match of Australia versus Spain. And obviously, out of the Group C from the World Cup that we've been looking to for underdog teams. Yeah, hi. Do you guys hear me? Okay, no, my Skype completely glitched, but hello, welcome. Everybody, we have Baird and Sagar joining us for the cast today at a solid 8:52 a.m. Eastern Time. Hello, how are you guys doing this morning? Once again. Yeah, it's Sagar's first time. Welcome. How prepared are you for this cast, Sagar? All right, I'm ready. I'm sure we're all ready for it because we're definitely going to be ready for this going into the Australia versus Spain match. Now, I don't know if you guys have any insight as to what is going to be happening with the match today. I don't really have too much of a prediction. I feel like it's definitely going to be a close match out of that Group C. That we're looking for more of that underdog representation. You were talking about that, Baird, as we had that group selection going. Do you have like the info, or do you have like an approximation for how this war will come out? Okay.
Are mics too low, or they can't hear us at all?
I'm pretty sure they can hear you totally fine right now. I'm not sure why, but my XSplit like absolutely muted you guys, and I have no idea why.
Wow.
Good! Alright, good start to the stream. Sorry, it's early and I'm tired. Okay, everybody, so let's go through this again. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Baird and Sagar are joining me. You guys couldn't hear them before, but they are very much ready for the stream. Thank you for the catch, though, Sagar. I appreciate it. But yeah, Baird, as we were getting into that,
Yeah.
what do you feel about this match right now? What are you feeling about the outcome of this match?
I mean, when it comes to ESP, if it's any type of, replay of what I've been dealt with personally when it comes to Alexany and his huge carry,
Yeah, we're looking at that.
ESP has a good chance, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about Alexony though. I really don't. I messaged him on Twitter the other day, and he said he's actually starting a vacation today. From the 16th to the 30th. But he said he doesn't know if he'll be able to go Wi-Fi or not. But if he does, he wouldn't be able to stream. I mean, he made it sound like he'll be able to play, but that he wouldn't be able to stream at the very least. I'm not really sure like if he's going to be able to play today or whatever. But I know that we'll have Spain streamer will be Khalil. He's from Shadow Team, I believe, and I've seen him around the Mario Kart community for a while, but I haven't really had much of an insight as to how he plays. Sagar, your take on this clan war. Although I know you haven't been as involved in the Mario Kart 8 community as you were in the Mario Kart Wii community. I'm sure you have at least a little bit of a grasp as to how some of the players in this match will work.
Yeah, I know some of the players from Australia, so I have a feeling that Australia is gonna win this war.
All right.
But I'm not quite sure because I'm not really too sure about like the players in Spain. I know Alexony is good, definitely, because I've been watching his TPs and I saw him online race. But yeah, I just think Australia is gonna take this one.
All right, I see that. I think if I had to come out with a prediction, I'd kind of predict the same. I think if Alexony is in it, he will hard carry. Baird and I can speak from experience that in a war versus him, he scored 150 points and absolutely carried Team Spain to victory in our own personal scrimmage against them. But yeah, there's Alex Sony, but on Australia's side, there's obviously Pyro or FLC, who will also be on the stream for us. We'll be casting over that. We also have Jimmy B, who is now an Infected with Skill. And those two players I know are of the, I guess, top players from Australia. I know there's Usashi, there's Zubola. And do you have an update on the rosters, by the way, Baird? By any chance?
Actually, let me bring that up now.
Okay. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about the format while you bring that up. Of the match and I guess the tournament, since we might have some people unfamiliar with the format. We're going to be having the World Cup group stage is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be like 32 teams of the World Cup in like soccer, for example. It's 12 teams, 3 groups. And this match being out of Group C, Australia versus... Oh, this is wrong. Okay. Well, that needs to be fixed. Where is it? Australia versus Spain. Okay, no, it isn't wrong. Might be. Yeah. I keep forgetting that ESP. Like, it always screws me up. I'm expecting like SPA instead of ESP. So that always messes with my head. Yeah. But yeah. For now, yeah. So we have Australia versus Spain out of this group, and what's gonna happen throughout the group stage of this World Cup is that you're gonna have everybody playing each other in the group through a group stage of about 2 weeks. And after that, we're going to go ahead into a double elimination bracket where the top 2 in each group make it to the next round, as well as 2 wild card teams. So we could be seeing 2, like let's say Australia and Team Nordic out of Group C coming out, and some wild card team in this group. Now, I'm not sure what the wild card teams are going to be really, because obviously you look at Group A, which has a huge... a lot of strong teams in Group A. That's probably what you can consider as the group of death. But at the same time, that wild card is dependent on how well you play against teams in your group. So you can definitely see, like, if you have to predict one of the 3 powerhouses in this group, Germany, Italy, or UK, if you had to predict where they land, it's obviously all in the perspective of this group. Because if we have, say, United Kingdom lose to both Germany and Japan by a lot, they might not make it to the wild card qualifier as, say, maybe Mexico against Team Nordic and Team Spain. Right. So it's a little bit. It'll be a little bit tough. It'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It has to deal with the point difference. So when it comes to, close games, those really matter, Yeah. It's not exactly like your bonus point like in the International League, but, it really does matter how much you win or lose by.
Yeah. No, understandable completely. Like, that, it's definitely going to be a tight contest in Group C, I believe. I think there's got to be a wild card coming out of Group C. And that's going to be interesting to see in the second leg of this World Cup tournament. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and check in as to whether these streams are kind of getting around there. It looks like Pyro on my screen is waiting for the post to go up. But for now, nothing yet. Still waiting. And let's see. I know that I messaged, I believe I messaged Team Australia for their lineup earlier. And they only had about 7 or so confirmed. Oh, by the way, do you guys know about how the individual match format is?
What you mean, player-wise?
Basically, I mean, like the format of a match, like 12v12, and like how it's split up. Because I can definitely clue you into. I can definitely clue you into it if needed. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Yeah, just let the streamers know.
Okay. So everybody out there, so every single match in the group stage is going to be 12v12, 2 rooms of 6v6s back to back. So what we're going to be having here is this match is probably going to take an hour and 30 minutes or around there, and maybe a little bit more. And we're going to be having basically 3 Grand Prix of Spain versus Australia at the very beginning. We're going to take a little bit of a break in between, possibly. And then after that, continue into another 6v6 of 3 Grand Prix to determine the absolute winner out of it. And obviously it's going to take a while. We're going to have a lot of matches, as you guys could probably see in the schedule for the day. We have 5 matches at the very least. Italy versus Japan will take place another day, so it'll definitely be something interesting to see. But definitely a lot of Mario Karting happening today.
For sure.
Yeah. Baird, what is the match you'd probably be most excited for this Saturday morning or Saturday in general?
Let's see. I gotta bring the match list up real quick.
Okay. Because
to be honest, I mean, I'm probably most hyped for the USA versus Canada one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable. A little bit of hometown hype. I get it.
Yep.
How about you, Sagar? Do you have any? Because right now we're at the schedule we're looking at. We have Australia versus Spain, obviously coming up soon, and then after that we have France versus Netherlands at 11 a.m. Eastern time, followed by Mexico versus Team Nordic, obviously consisting of Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. And that's followed up by Germany versus UK at 3 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. And then there's going to be a Canada versus USA at, believe, it's actually going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time instead of 7 p.m. Eastern time. That was actually a change. But yeah, Sagar, any opinions about these matches that will take place over the course of the day?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking most forward for the USA and Canada match just because of the players in there. Yeah. And a close second would come Germany and UK.
Exactly. I was going to say, I must have overlooked that because that match is probably the most hype up there.
Yeah, no, honest. That's what I was about to say. If y'all are going to go with the Canada versus USA match, all right, I'm going to hop on over the Germany versus UK match because those two teams are huge powerhouses. We have Germany with a huge player base.
Yeah, I mean, like TBH, UK has some beasts, Germany has some beasts. I mean, like, you know, it's gonna be
a nice. It's out of that Group A that we were talking about earlier, where it's a sort of group of death, really. Italy is probably the underdog of the group for sure. We have Japan, obviously, the Eastern team, not too much known about from the Western community. But we definitely know they are very, very good. They beat USA in a scrimmage yesterday, in a very close scrimmage by about 30 to 40 points, I believe. And it was certainly a close match. It'll be great to see if Japan can see USA in the later stages of the tournament. But Japan has certainly proven themselves to be a force by beating the powerful contender of the United States in a scrimmage yesterday morning. Germany definitely a powerhouse, though. They have people from clans We Elite Clan, G37, NFO, and a couple more, but obviously those are the big three in Team Germany. And also United Kingdom, having players like Sean Tanney, Xander, Lunar, and the other Sean from Ireland. There's just like so many notable players. And then, I mean, obviously from Italy we have Nicola Shitario, and a couple others that I can't think of right now at the top of my head. But there's definitely a lot of talent here in this Group A. And I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of it. But it looks like we're getting, I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people in the room. So we'll go ahead and start setting it up for you guys. So you guys, we're going to probably be starting in the next 2 minutes or so. And I'm going to go ahead and start setting it up on the screen. Are you guys on the streams right now?
Yes, I'm on Pyro's right now.
Okay. Because we have Pyro and Khalil streaming for ESP today.
Okay.
Now I have to go about setting it up, which is always fun. It's always a struggle setting this up. Yeah. Every single day. Why
I'm gonna miss a little bit of the first race because I have to screenshot the lineup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be doing results for us in your fancy table, Baird.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know what? I should probably let the stream see that fancy table because that's.
Oh wait, that was Baird's table?
Yeah, man. He's all on table, it, dude. Man. Yeah. No, yes. if you have to be proud of your Mario Kart career in some aspect, I'd say that's one way to go out. Pretty nice, sure. Loud and proud. But yeah, I am. I'm gonna actually go ahead and post the USA versus what is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the USA versus Japan match that you actually made a table for, I believe. So.
I posted that earlier, but there weren't 100 people around to see it. But
Yeah. No,
I'll post that again.
All right. Can you get the link for me really quick?
Sure.
Okay, that's cool. And for right now, I'm getting this all set up. If you guys want any information about these guys' streams, I obviously leave the Twitch stream name in the right below the player names. But there's Zion, or 5-Leaf Clover, or Pyro. A lot of names he's gone by in the past couple of years. And Khalil from Team Spain.
There's the link right there in the chat.
All right. So if you guys don't know, there's a nice, lovely table that Baird has been able to make for us in the last 5 days or so. Last 7 days. When I saw this table, I was like, damn. Do you know that movie with like, no, there's like a little video clip on YouTube, and it's definitely fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
but,
I think I already know what you mean.
Yes,
Friday.
yeah. Wait, what? Friday? No, it is Friday. Yeah.
There it is.
Dude, I forget the actor's name, but
dude, it was Ice Cube and Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. The last I heard of Chris Tucker, apart from Rush Hour, was when he was in a cop chase or cop car chase or something like that. He went like an, I don't know. He was just like, I swear to God, it was a cop chase in Atlanta or something. But maybe I'm wrong about that.
I can believe it. I heard also that he became like a Jehovah's Witness or something.
Oh, what?
Unbelievable.
That's so weird. Okay, I would not have expected that from
me neither, man.
Jackie Chan's partner in crime, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, before the war starts, it looks like Australia is whipping out the Mies by their color.
Oh no! Everybody has a uniform color. Yeah. I should have said that before. So 2 things I should note before the war starts. There is gonna be so in these matches of 12v12, you can have 3 people from your first lineup carry on over to the second lineup. So you can totally have, say, if we had like from Team Australia, if we had Zion, Twin, and James or Jimmy, they could play in this lineup of a 6v6 and still play in the next lineup. However, 3 are restricted from this lineup from playing in the next lineup. They can come out with a completely different lineup. They can do that if they want, but they are allowed to do the 3 same if they need to. And I believe we're gonna have like a little bit of a gentleman's agreement today because I believe some teams are having trouble gathering up their 9 minimum needed for a match. I know that Team Netherlands, they were a late addition into the team, and they were added last second into the World Cup. And by last second, I mean about a week or so before the World Cup actually started. And there may be a gentleman's agreement as to if they are allowed 9 players or a little bit less. I know that much. And the second thing I was gonna note, I completely forgot. So we'll go on to that some other time. I'm liking. You know what I like a lot? Okay, let me go through. If you guys had to select your favorite emblem out of like a country flag or name, I really, well, obviously Spain's like pretty much their flag, but
I love Team Nordic.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was gonna say that was probably like the easiest choice, but Team Nordic. Yo, folks at the stream, let me show you guys this really quick. I'm gonna show you the Mexico versus Nordic. Is that not beautiful? It just works so perfectly. Like all of their flags, like IRL, pretty much look very similar, but it all works together. And I like, although I feel like Mexico's crest may be a little bit of a hit or miss. I like it a lot. I don't know why, but I just do. And USA,
yeah, I like it too.
I actually don't like USA's too much.
Oh yeah, I wish there was the stars on the.
I was not feeling any love for the blue. I was feeling no love for the blue in USA. I was feeling no love for the stars. So I'm missing out on that right now. But yeah, no, not. I'm definitely looking forward to the Team Nordic match just for the sake of their emblem.
Exactly.
Wait. Sorry to cut you off, Baird.
It's fine. I just wanted to give Rami credit. He did a beautiful
job.
Oh
no, let's say that right now. All of the graphics done so far in the stream. Can we talk about this right now? Everything, like literally everything. Because I used to have a little bit of graphics, but I decided that we don't really need it right now with the amount of graphics that Rami has provided us. So thank you, Rami, for providing a lot for us. In terms of graphics, it's really lovely. It makes the stream look a lot nicer. My grammar's on point. Is Khalil's stream for anybody else kind of like lagging or buffering a lot?
Yeah, it's buffering for me.
Okay, I feel like I'm just gonna go and for the hell of it, I'm gonna see if See, I thought his bitrate might be a little bit too high. It might be, actually. Let me message him and say it might be a little bit too high. Because obviously in the middle of the war, we don't want someone barely like lagging it all up the whole race. So that's all. I think that's all really bitrate. Like, who's missing from the room anyway? It looks like we have.
Let me see. There's one more left to join.
It's one from Australia, I believe. I'm not sure as to how that works. Do you have any contact with them right now?
We could talk to FLC.
Yeah, since he's in the chat, we might as well reach out to him and be like, "Yo, what's up? What's good, man? Gotta get this match rolling." It's already 9:10 for me.
Exactly.
And I know this match will take like probably an hour, 30 minutes at the very minimum. An hour and 45 if it's what I expect it to be. And we obviously have the match in
at 11.
At 11, yeah, France versus Netherlands.
All right.
Yeah. Now, were you gonna ask about the next match?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Okay. Yeah. France versus Netherlands. Netherlands has some trouble in getting their full 9, so we might see like something like 7 or something from them. All right. Yeah, but I didn't show everybody in the room the Japan versus USA table, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to that real quick.
All right. While we wait, let me ask the chat: who do you guys think is gonna win this match?
Oh!
Australia or Spain?
Oh! On that note, I have a nice little thing that won't exactly work to the fullest, but I can take a poll from the chat. I have a nice little gadget here, I guess. Who will win, in your opinion? Obviously, between Australia and Team Spain. And so the poll's gonna go up soon. What do you guys want to type into the chat if you guys want to have your voices heard to some extent? You can go ahead and type hashtag AWS for Australia or hashtag ESP for Spain, obviously. And the stream should be up. Or not the stream, the poll should be up.
Alright, looks like it started.
Alright. The room has started indeed. And we're going to be having... Oh, looks like the streams aren't... This is probably a really... I wasn't expecting this good of quality from the streams, but it's pretty... It's
yeah, it's
good.
Really nice. Yeah.
Alright, it looks pretty equal. Everyone thinks it looks half and half split between Australia and Spain from the viewers.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Yeah, this is looking pretty nice. Whoa!
It's equal to the last race.
There is like some demonic voice from a stream.
I'm sorry. What?
It's like, wait, can you guys hear this on? Wait, no, turn up Khalil's stream really quick. What the fuck? I'm just playing it out right now, and it's like, I think it's their Skype call. I swear to God, there's some voice changer. All right, we're gonna ignore that for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have them all muted anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean it works.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a delay, but nothing too major here. We have Khalil rocking the inward drifting bike, so that's actually pretty interesting. We don't really get to see too much of that in the competitive community, because obviously the inward drifting bike is largely regarded as inferior, I guess. That's an easy word to say. Yeah. And can you take us through why that is widely considered, Baird?
It's because mainly they can't fire hop, of course, you know, hopping left to right after your SMT to get the longer the boosts. You know, bikes just can't do that, and so they're hindered at every straightaway. Even though they can take turns tight, it's really just a disadvantage for them.
Straightaway is like the end of this course, GBA Mario Circuit, or that's like a primary example, or possibly right after the last item boxes of this course are definitely prime examples of where to fire hop. So Khalil will probably miss out on that. We see him in 11th place, lagging a little bit on stream, unfortunately, but we have Pyro in about 10th place or so. Trying to find his way up. It looks like he was bumped a little bit too much having triple reds. It looks like there's triple reds in front of him right now. He's going to try to get away from these triple reds, and it looks like he's gotten ahead of Team Spain members, so he's going to be able to avoid some of it. We have Australia in 2-3-4. No knowledge of who's in first place right now, but obviously going into this last lap, it's a little bit worrisome for Australia considering these shroom spots at the end are going to be really vital.
Ooh, so Australia does have first. It looks like they have top 4 right now.
All right, top 4 for Australia. Yep, top 4 for Australia. They're going to run with it. Hopefully Spain will be able to shroom up the better spots, but it looks like we have a lot of Spain flags back here. And it looks like we're going to be having a great start for Team Australia as they start off the war with the top 2 at the very least, possibly a top 4.
Top 3, 5.
Top 3, 5, 9, 12. All right, we need a score boy. Baird,
wow.
Baird, you're on the score boy responsibility. I want to hear how badly this was in Australia's favor, because obviously that was a great race for Australia.
It really was.
Basically, I mean, obviously at the end of GC and Mario Circuit, you look a lot towards possibly having a bit of a comeback, especially with the shroom spots at the end, how you can shroom in the grass right before the item boxes, through the shortcut, a little bit of a shortcut at the end. You can clip the turn, you can take it a little bit tighter, but obviously Spain not able to catch up at the very end, and just Australia riding a top 4 pretty much completely throughout the race. I know that Pyro got triple reds and slowed down at least a couple of some Team Spain members, and he was able to catch up with some triple shrooms. Obviously Spain wasn't able to do that. They were, as you guys could have probably seen in Khalil's screen, getting hit back and forth, left to right, everywhere pretty much towards the end of that lap 3. And a great start for them. I'd like to, by the way, if it's possible to keep a race-by-race score, that'd be fantastic. I could be, if someone notifies me of the score, I can totally hop on that.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. Okay.
I'll do my best.
Well, if we could get a designated score boy, that'd be lovely. So if we could reach out to anybody on the Twitch chat, that would be great, and then have them pop them in the chat. But now we have Yoshi Valley. I always have the temptation to say Yoshi Falls, and sometimes I'd say it jokingly, but sometimes I, most of the time it's actually serious when I say it. But for now, we have, I believe, Australia leading in first. They back-trailed their item, and it looks like they got Spain at the very bridge. That bridge is a very dangerous place to be at the beginning, because of how close people are and that cluster at the beginning. Sagar, I know you're playing of this game. You don't play this game as much as Mario Kart Wii, but obviously you've had to play this course at least sometimes. What is your strategy towards the beginning of this course?
Towards the beginning, I never went on the bridge lap 1. I would always go off to the side first, like, you know, the right path when it splits.
Yeah.
I would go there first, and then I would take the bridge if I was in first or something.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what Team Spain's member really should have done, considering that he was right behind an Australia member. Australia had top everything. And he decided to go for the bridge, and it hurt him in the beginning. But we have Khalil in second place, Pyro in first place. Our streamers having a nice top 2. Unfortunate that they aren't on the same teams, but we do have Spain having some presence up here. Now, I believe I saw Australia having top 2 beforehand, but Khalil ended up riding them out of second place. And he has a shroom in second, so he should be able to catch up. This should be pretty interesting to see. I'm not sure how much fire hopping really. There's a good amount of fire hopping in this course, I believe, right? We have the ending straight right here where Pyro will surely fire hop a little bit, gain some speed off of Khalil. But I'm not sure if there's any other fire hopping. Yeah, I think it's right here on this first turn. That's pretty much it. The fire hopping at the first turn and the fire hopping on the last turn. So apart from this, it looks like Khalil is catching up as much as possible, using that Piranha to catch up and get those little boosts. And it looks like he's getting ground on Pyro. He's in second place, a nice solid second place. We'll definitely be having a little bit of a duel here. He only gets the sound horn though, so he's going to have to probably hold this for a little bit. And going into this last set, we surely...
Pyro gets blued.
Oh, the blue shell! Okay. Nice call out, Sagar. Looks like Pyro's getting blued right on the bridge. Khalil has the green shell. Oh, the boomerang, though! It goes and hits Khalil in first. There is a person with a shroom in first. And it looks like Australia is going to be escaping with possibly a top 3. And there's the shock. The star at the end. There's someone coming at the very end. We're not sure who it is, but we're going to assume... Not too much of an impact made. Australia escaping with that one with the nice boomerang from James or Jimmy on Australia's side. Beautiful ending there. Hectic ending, rather. But we still have Spain coming 3, 4, 6. And Australia having bottom 3 that race. That was quite the ending. I thought that blue shell was going to be the end of Australia's top spots. But it looks like Pyro even recovers to a second place right behind his first place. And like we were saying at the beginning, James or Jimmy and Pyro definitely showing up for this Australia side. I wish I had the full lineup on me, but unfortunately we aren't. I don't have it. I'm gonna ask Pyro really quick if he can give us some
insight. I entered the names as they were on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can
get the current score right now.
Okay, cool. Well, we have a designated score boy here, so
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh wait. GP by GP.
Thank you to Articuno for volunteering. But for now, yeah, we'll definitely have the scores updated as much as possible, possibly even by the race now, because we have a designated score boy, which we really appreciate, obviously. But for now, we know that Australia is in the lead, very much in the lead, with a top 3 in the first race, a top 2, 5, 6 in the second race. There's definitely got to be some sort of lead for them by around 30 to 40 points, I'd assume. Maybe a little, I'd say around 30. That's probably the best estimate. But we have the beginning here. We have Khalil in third. It looks like he's trying to manage himself. He's going to have to manage himself against this Pyro. It looks like he pushes Pyro a little bit to the mud, so Pyro loses a little bit of speed here in 5th place, or Zion, rather. It looks like Spain has 2-3, and looks like Pyro gets back shelled, so he's going to get sent into a further bottom spot. Khalil is actually redded, I believe, off 8th place now. He's in the bottom spot, so we have our streamers in bottom spots. It looks like Khalil's stream is lagging a little bit for me, at least. So, streamers in bottom spots. Australia in 9, 10, 11. And Pyro really going to want to use this blooper effectively. The blooper is a lot more effective in this game than Mario Kart Wii. And this track with its tight turns and narrow pathways can surely screw some people over.
Yeah, they'll definitely want to hit them on the first turn, because after that, there are a lot of boost pads to be offered, and the blooper might not have too much effect.
I don't think it had too much of an effect there. It looks like Pyro used it a little bit too late if he wanted to make any use of that blooper, but that is more than fine. He's going to have to watch out with the star as he's going through a crowd of Australia. Oh, and it looks like he gets starred as well. But he was going through that crowd of Australia versus, and Spanish people, Spanish racers, and he obviously had to slow down a little bit for them, and that might have messed them up a little bit. But we have a little bit of a pack here. There's a little bit of a separation from bottom spots and top spots. And I see a good amount of Australia men here. I don't know about this one. It looks like Spain might be taking this one away. We have 4 or 5. There's got to be a huge lead for whoever's in first place. Definitely. A golden shroom in 5th place for Khalil. He's going to spam the living hell out of that. We have Spain in 3, 4, 5. And obviously, if you guys don't know on the stream how the items are distributed, the items are distributed based on how far away you are from first. So if you get a golden in 5th, that's pretty much saying, yo, first place is gone. And we're seeing that right now with Khalil's items in 5th place. Here he gets a star. There's a blue shell out. I don't know if it's going to have too much of an effect. But he's definitely going to be fighting for that 5th place if possible. It looks like he's not going to be able to get it. James nearly just edging out that Spanish member at the line. But I feel like a very good race for Team Spain to get back in this clan war. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
That's good for them.
And you see those 6.
That's definitely what they needed.
You see those 6 and 9 points from Australia that can definitely be bringing them down. They have 37 and 32 points. That's definitely leading the pack with Zion and Jimmy holding up the pack for Australia. But those 6 and 9 points could definitely weigh them down a bit. It looks like it's a lot more even of a war right now. Because those first 2 races, those first 2 races were obviously in Australia's favor.
All right, the second race wasn't even that great for Australia, even though they did get top 2 4 because the bottom 3 countered it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like that lead isn't really as much as it could be right now. Yeah. So a really close match we have here. It looks like Australia was up by 18 before that match. So not even that much of a deficit. If anything, they could be somewhere near maybe a 5 to 10 point deficit. So I'll go ahead and put those points in right now. Oh, whoops. 73. Looks like, okay, we already have the scores. It's 129 to 117 for Australia's favor.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught that, but I just see help captioned on Pyro's stream.
I didn't see that because I was focusing on the score. But okay, we've heard of what Pyro has he's had some nervous feelings, to say the least, about this World Cup for Australia. But he's certainly trying to represent his nation as much as possible, having that 32 points in the individual department. But obviously, Australia as a whole is going to have to come together for this win. In this very close war we have right now, a 12-point deficit between Australia and Spain. Pyro trying to gain on Isaiah right here, but he ends up getting back-trailed. Ends up hitting that green shell that Isaiah was probably holding behind him, and it looks like he's going to have to go a little bit wide because the same thing is happening in here in 4th place. Martin is holding that green shell. He's going to have to edge him out just by a bit. He throws his banana away the chain, and he doesn't end up getting green shell, at least for now, so he's going to escape that one. Meanwhile, we have our inward biker for first place, but it looks like he takes a little bit of a swim, and it looks like he's definitely going to lose that first place position. And I'd have to say, whenever you go under that in the underwater path, it's definitely slower, right?
Yeah, significantly
a lot slower.
Yeah, I thought so, because I remember going there, like half the times I go on this track, I feel I go 3 for 3 underwater just for the hell of it. And I just noticed myself, for some odd reason, just going from first to last to my own will. And that's always pretty cool. So obviously, Khalil losing a little bit of speed there towards the beginning of lap 2, but he's still in second. He's still in third place. We see an Australian member in second place trying to breach this Spanish top position, but it looks like Khalil's going to be able to red him here and get him out of second place. No, he ends up blocking off the red with probably a banana or a green shell. There is a blooper. It could end up messing a lot of people up in this cave, especially with the... Actually, no, I forgot. The traction doesn't change when you have the blooper, correct?
Oh, and Pyro shoots a red shell like Khalil.
Oh, there.
I'm honestly not
nice,
sure
you
about
got
the
him.
blooper.
The red shell gets Khalil in third. It looks like someone from Australia overtakes him in third right now. It looks like Khalil is losing a little bit of momentum in fifth place, but we definitely have Spain at least in first, but it looks like we're going to have a 2-3-4 from Australia at the very least. It looks like a pretty even race, honestly.
Yeah.
Isaiah really going in for Team Spain, scoring those 38 points, followed by Ruben D in third with 35 points. Certainly a close GP we have here. Definitely close. I feel like the Spanish and Australian gap is definitely very narrow right now. We're not sure how much of a discrepancy we're seeing in scores, but it's definitely close between these two nations, and a great showing by these two teams. Australia in the former part of the GP and Spain in the latter part of the GP, obviously having a little bit of a comeback towards those last two races. Impressions on how the races have gone so far? I honestly, if I had to speak for myself, I didn't think Spain would do as well.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, when I heard, of course, that Lexington wasn't playing, I was just like, oh, well, they're in trouble, clearly. But, it's coming up clutch. And
I absolutely forgot that Alex Sony isn't even playing right now. Yeah. Like we said before, like we said in the preview of the stream, we had Alex Sony, one of the world's top players, really, let alone his country's. He's not going to be able to play at least today, it seems, because of a vacation he is on right now. We're not sure if he's going to be able to make it to the next group stage matches in the next week or so. We are certainly looking forward to seeing it, if possible. And if Spain manages to make it out of the elimination, the group stage part of this tournament, we're certainly going to be seeing Alex Sony in the double elimination bracket of this tournament. But for now, looks like we have first race of the second Grand Prix coming up. And honestly, at this point, I'm looking towards Spain to make a little bit of a comeback here. I'm liking the momentum they've been building over the past two races.
Yeah, they definitely have been building some. Just after salvaging the GP really with Wario Stadium.
Yeah, because obviously, it takes some energy really to breach into those top positions. It's very hard for people to try to make it past that wall of people, it seems, that can just block you off from top spots constantly. And it looks like Spain was only able to do that after the first two races, it seems. Pyro going for the snipe on Ruben D, but obviously not making it. Ruben D taking first place from the Spanish side. On Sunshine Airport, a course that a lot of people would consider very easy to front run and very easy to keep your lead on.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of first place, unless there's a blue shell. But even then, if you're on the downhill slope, before the last few turns, you could just get hit in the air and land on the track without losing too much speed. Yeah,
and Australia with 2-3-4 right now. I saw Zion throw a green at first place, and it seemed like it was going to hit him, but unfortunately not due to the latency between Australia and Spain. But we definitely have Australia in really good spots right now. Spain's Ruben D is taking off in first or maybe second place. It looks like he's in second now. So Australia really occupying a lot of these top spots. We have Spain seemingly in the bottom. We see Khalil on the right side of your screen. Definitely holding a bottom spot right now underneath that plane. I'm probably going to have to refresh the stream, honestly, because it's lagging a lot for me. I'll go ahead and do that right now. And I'll let them know that's a little bit low on the quality side of it. Oh boy.
Yeah, so Pyro got redded out of third place. Now he's back to 9th place with a horn.
He ends up chaining it. It looks like he's in a more bottom spot now. We can see some Spanish members. We see him behind Khalil at the very moment. I mean, obviously, Australia had a lot of top spots. I hope they still have top spots for their own sake, considering we don't have too much vision of where they are at right now. Looks like Pyro slips on a banana right at the boost pad, but he's going to be able to recover with the shrooms, and it looks like there's going to be... It looks like there's a lot of gaps between players right now. Australia having 7th and 8th place right now, but it looks like Pyro's surrounded by at least some people. And Khalil's stream went offline for me, but we have Pyro in 7th place, finishing in 7th place, and hopefully a very promising race for any of the two sides. Ooh! Spain with the 2-3-4-5 and the 8-9. This is something. Oh, man. This is something.
It looks like Spain is getting back in control.
Yeah, no, I think they might be winning at this point. With that, what did I see a bottom 4 there? I'm pretty sure I saw a bottom 4.
Bottom three, yeah. If they lost that race by more than 10, which they might have, surely, then Spain might be up.
Yeah, definitely for sure. We have the first Grand Prix score, 169 to 159 in favor of Australia. So only a 10-point gap between the two. And it's certainly going to be 2 Grand Prix of a finish that I'm looking forward to seeing. Like I was saying, a lot closer than I expected. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, obviously not the biggest blowout, but I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a presence, or a little bit more of a, I don't know how to phrase it without saying they'd be doing too much to them, but a little bit more of a dismantling from Australia's side. But I guess that was a little bit unreasonable to presume that the shoulders of Zion and Jimmy could really carry them that far. But we have Khalil. Khalil starts up a stream again, and he's in first place all of a sudden for me. Okay. But we have his inward bike will be good on some of these turns here. I feel like I'm not an expert. I might have this completely wrong. We could have an inward bike specialist call me up really quick if you want to. But I feel like this would be a track that inward bikes would be really good at. I don't see too many opportunities for fire hopping. There's too many turns to take over and over again. There's plenty of tight turns, especially those 2 like really cut turns in the right before the water part. So I feel like that might be a very good reason as to why Khalil is in 2nd place right now.
It's definitely more friendly, the bikes, this track especially, because there aren't too many turns where fire hopping is essential, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think it's only the last straight where we can really do any sort of fire hopping. We have Khalil hitting a little bit of obstacles in the way of his front runner. He falls back into 2nd place right behind Pyro. Looks like Pyro's lagging a little bit for me now. I don't know. This change in events is beyond me. But we have Khalil trailing Zion really closely, actually. It's very interesting to see here. He gets a coin in 2nd, so he won't be able to item him out of 1st. But he can certainly try to get his way around Pyro. It looks like they're very close, but it looks like Pyro's going to be able to fire hop his way out of those that close altercation between the two. We have a green shell from Khalil. It'll be interesting to see if he can do anything with it. Is he going to be throwing it? Is he going to be using it for defense? It looks like he's going to be holding onto it. At the very least, he throws it. No good. He's going to go for a 2nd attempt at an item. 3 greens. Okay, we might be seeing a little bit more of some sniping here from Khalil. We'll have to wait and see. The blooper is going to get Zion in the water, so he's going to have to take a little bit of a wider turn. It does not get Khalil. That's going to be vital here for his tight turn as an inward drifting bike. He's going to spam his triple greens here. Surely doesn't get them off in time, though. He's in 2nd place. Red shell in 2nd place, but he has a banana in 1st place, so that will not end up doing anything. We will be finishing with Australia having 1st place, Khalil having seemingly 2nd place, and a nice top 2 for our streamers here. Obviously looking forward to a, how do I say this? A good race. Oh, a very good race on Australia's part. 1-3-4-5. Obviously the bottom 2 not helping too much, but that's definitely got to help, especially since the first race was very much in Spain's favor.
Yeah, completely countered the previous race just now.
It looks like after the first race in this Grand Prix, Spain was up by 4 points actually before that race, but obviously that lead's got to take a little bit of a hit now. 207 to 203. So this has got to be I guess a Australia winning right now.
Yeah,
they're up by 4.
No. That was. Oh wait, do you really mean that Australia's up by 4 now that they won that race by 8?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I don't believe it. I don't believe with those. I don't believe with those results.
I'm reading some MK Warbot.
Yeah, they got the Warbot in this chat.
Oh, they got the Warbot. Yes, sir. No, I remember I was on a stream of my friend Ziggy, and he had a streamer that was able to set up an IRC bot that was able to calculate races just based on entering the input of a single team, and that was really great to see. I don't even get how that works, but
yeah, like I was happy that came out.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm thank you for whoever's using that right now. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
But right, so according to this Warbot, according to our own personal scores, we have a +4 advantage for Australia in a very, very close match. Pyro getting the Soundhorn first set. Very fortunate for him. He's going to be able to ward off whoever comes near him, if it is to be a Spanish person. Khalil in second place, or at least third place. Looks like he's a little bit behind the Australia top 2. And he actually ends up getting shelled out of those top positions. So he's going to be in the middle pack with the rest of his Spanish team. Whereas Pyro gets messed up a little bit in top spots. He doesn't get the Soundhorn off in time, I presume. So he's back in 9th place with the Boomerang right next to a teammate. He's probably not going to be able to use it to get that Spanish side. And it looks like he fails a little bit, falls off, doesn't get enough air for that shortcut. He finds himself in dead last. And we have Khalil in pretty good spot, shrooming up and getting the trick off. He doesn't get the item chain, but certainly very good for him regardless. 3rd place for the Spanish side. 1-3 for the Spanish side. Australia in 2nd place. And we see Isaiah again, once again, for Spain in first place. It looks like Khalil gets shelled again at the very same intersection. So he's having a little bit of misfortune here in 1-4-5. And certainly still very much decent spots for Spain. There is a shock, though. It looks like a little bit of a target shock. We see an Australian member at the shortcut getting target shocked off.
Interesting.
And it looks like a Spanish coordinated shock. There is a blue shell, though. We could be seeing a Spanish member getting blued out of first place if they still have that first place.
More than likely, it's yeah.
Yeah, we're probably going to be seeing Spain falling out of first place and Australia in first place now. But for now, we see Zion in 8th place, having that star, having that fireball. He isn't able to use his fireball. He's probably going to have to go a different direction and get rid of this fireball if he wants to be able to get another item. It looks like someone else is... It looks like Khalil is in 3rd place. Australia top 2 right now. Surely that blue shell must have gotten Spain. So the shock, although it might have target shocked someone on the shortcut or at the end jump, it looks like Australia definitely has the favor right now. The fireball, Khalil! He barely makes it onto the cut, but it looks like Australia will have a top 3 at the very least. Spain in 4-5. And a turn of events, really.
Yeah,
Spain having
Australia
1-3.
trying to pull away, clearly.
Australia getting the top 3 out of seemingly nowhere from that blue shell and shock combination. I'm not really sure anymore. I'm not sure anymore as to whether it was a shock called on Spain's part or Australia's part, but certainly that shock, it didn't do well enough to really sustain those top spots. We're not sure if it was a target shock on the shortcut or if it was a target shock at the shortcut, or not the shortcut, the ramp at the end. But it certainly skewed some of those Spanish top positions, so... Yeah. Definitely looking at an Australia lead right now, but not too much. And at this point, with Spain's bottom spots, what would you say, Baird, as to what course Spain might go, or at least like optimally go for right now?
Maybe the infamous dry desert. You know,
dry desert. Okay, walk me through that then.
You can easily get shrooms pretty much everywhere, and the shortcuts are just very, very OP, basically.
Especially that last one. You can go from last to first just with that last shortcut.
Exactly.
Yeah, and on top of the last one, which is already enough, really. You have the part of the beginning even, where you can cut through that massive part of sand just with 2 shrooms. So you can pretty much use triple shrooms is pretty much the OP item on that course.
Yeah.
And obviously it's very good. It looks like they went dry desert. So we pretty much called it.
Yeah.
Nice call. And Spain having 277 points, Australia with 289. So obviously,
still pretty close.
Very close. We're definitely going to be looking forward to a close contention on this race with those shroom spots we've talked about. I don't know if there's any. Are there any wheelers? I don't think I've noticed any wheelers or wheelers here, right?
I don't think there have been any.
Yeah, because. I mean, for those that don't know on the stream right now, you get a nice, you get no traction. You get, like, see, on courses like this, like Dry Desert and GameCube's Sherbet Land, you have a loss of traction, which really messes up with some of your turns on this course. But with the Wii Wheel, for some reason, I'm not sure as to why Nintendo thought this was a great idea, but for some reason they decided let's let people that use a certain controller have an advantage in a track. So they decided to let the Wii Wheelers have, I believe, no traction loss. Is it an absolute zero traction loss?
Yeah, zero traction loss.
Okay, because I knew it was at least some. It was some help. I didn't know it was complete help. I know that a member in Starstruck and in Team USA, Barry, actually, just to name one person, he uses the gamepad as a controller. So with the gamepad controller, you have the option of choosing. You have the option of changing your control with the gamepad from being a regular controller to changing to those how do you call it? I forget. Just
motion controls.
Motion controls, and that pretty much uses itself. It lends itself to those to that Wii Wheel sort of controller. So it pretty much can avoid. You can pretty much avoid traction if you use the gamepad, and if you're any decent with motion controls. But right now we have Zion in 4th place. 3rd place now we see Australia with at least 2-3. Zion with the red shell in 3rd. He's obviously not going to red his own teammate, but it looks like Spain has a 1st place. A 2nd place. There's 2 shrooms for Spain right now, but Zion definitely has a red shell. He's definitely going to be going for the Spanish member in 2nd. It looks like he gets some Australia with 2-3-4, and they don't have any shrooms right now. This may be very bad for Australia. Zion pulls out the piranha. He's not able to get anybody but his teammate. He's in 3rd place, with 2nd place being Swifty from Australia. We definitely are looking forward to seeing a shortcut or two from the Spanish side. It looks like they get it, and they get the top 2. Was that Zion getting... I'm not sure if that was Zion getting his own teammate at the line, but I think it may very well have been. If I didn't see that incorrectly, it looks like Spain gets a very good race for them. Top 2, 4, 5, 7.
Never fail you. Never
failed you on bottom spots. I swear.
Oh man.
I swear. Every time Baird and I and our team happen to pick this in a clan war when we have bottom spots, we seem to do well. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but a very good race or a very good GP from the Spanish side, occupying a lot of those top spots except for 1st place. And the end of the 2nd GP definitely has a little bit of a Spanish comeback to this war. I believe I got the score wrong on the stream, guys. Sorry about that. 289 for Australia and 277 for Spain right before that race. My apologies for that one. But for now, definitely a close war. We had a 12-point differential before that race, and obviously that being turned around quite a bit.
Right, now it's a 2-point difference.
2 point, okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting way too close now. 1 GP left.
All right.
Like what we want as casters.
Okay, this is very good. Now, we've had a little bit of a curse as casters for at least the MKBL, and if you guys don't know what the MKBL, it's the competitive... how should we say, the competitive league for clans, and pretty much every single match we've casted over, apart from one that I unfortunately wasn't able to take part in. There's been blowouts pretty much every time, and it's definitely been it's definitely good to see this kind of tight contention between Australia and Spain. Like Baird was saying, a 2-point deficit, 319 to 321 for these two sides. And man, I've seen Isaiah. I didn't see exactly the results of that last GP, but I've seen Isaiah so far up for Spain throughout the entirety of this war. And I'm certainly looking towards him to be able to carry this Spanish side towards a victory.
Isaiah currently has 63 after 2 GPs, so that's not bad. It's not bad.
All right, not too bad, not too shabby. You can definitely net those net that possible triple digits here. Oh, scores are wrong. Okay, apparently scores were wrong. I'm not sure what the scores are now.
Well, Articuno score or
Articuno score. Okay, no.
All right.
I got the score right. Never mind. Apparently we're good. So going into this last GP, this is a very, very close war, as you guys might be able to guess. A 2-point differential. There was a 4-point lead for Australia after the first GP, but that obviously being turned around just a bit. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a lead, but apparently not. So definitely going to be a close race. Toad Turnpike. Anybody here want to walk me through why everybody pretty much hates this course?
The cars everywhere, and with such a large hitbox with your car, it's easy to hit them if you just don't
play safe pretty much.
Right, yeah.
And it looks like Zion got hit up a good amount of times at the very beginning. 7th place. A lot of the times, getting hit at the beginning very much determines how you do in a race, really. I mean, I could say that for a good majority of tracks on this game and just how this game works in general. But this course, I feel like, if you had to bring up an example of how that works, I'd say this course is definitely a prime example of how that works. Because if you get hit by those cars, chances are you're going to be in the mix of people constantly for those middle spots, and gonna be getting hit more by items and bumping and more and more and more. Whereas top spots can focus on how they take their lines. But it looks like this isn't the case for Zion or James. They get hit up in the beginning of the race, but Zion is able to recover back to 4th place at the very least. We're not sure who's in top 2 positions right now, but I would wager that there are certainly Spanish people in the top positions. We see Australia on Khalil's stream in some bottom spots. We see them in 8-9, 7-8-9. So certainly Spanish. I would wager that Spain has top 2 right now, and they could be taking off a little bit more and spread that 2-point gap a little bit more with the help of this track. Now, it's a very risky going this track if you're going to pick it. Oh, the triple reds on Zion. This could prove vital for Australia if he's able to get that 2nd place. It looks like James gets ahead of 2nd place, and Zion's going to go for the reds on Spain. Ruben D gets rated out of 1st, or gets rated out of 2nd. Australia with falling out of top 2 for seemingly no reason. It looks like Australia has the top 2. James hitting the car, though. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but looks like Spain lost their top spots. Ruben D getting bombed at the very last turn, and it looks like Australia's going to be getting a top 2. Top 2 at the very least. Spain getting 3-4. I'm honestly bewildered as to how Spain lost those top spots, because I saw Spain's 2nd place just straight up hit a car and in 3rd place, and you cannot afford to do that. I know that cars can be somewhat difficult. I apologize if you take it offensively or something, but you cannot afford to do that, especially going into the last GP of such a close war. You cannot afford to give that position up, because then you allow your 1st place position to have to go against 2 people from the opposing side. And obviously with Zion getting those triple reds, you're done. There was no meat shield there was no wall of meat to shield this 1st place Ruben D. That obviously led to the loss of their top 2, although I'm not sure of the overall outcome of the race. But I would very much pin the result of that the Australian turnaround on
it's a dead tie right now.
A tie right now. Okay. 3. Do you have the score, like the actual, or the points? Or?
I believe it's 369 to 369 according to the Warbot.
All right, 369 to 369. Oh man, this is a great opener. This really is.
It really is.
I'm actually loving this a lot. Definitely, James and Pyro holding up this Australian side as much as possible. It looks like an Australian disconnect for Bomba T on Australia's side. So it looks like he'll be getting that 1 point from the 1st race. Bone Dry Dunes, though. And Zion burns out. That's gotta hurt a lot, especially on this track with such narrow pathways and such a lack of ways to really catch up too much. This could very much hurt Zion in the scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things. We have Khalil run into the sand a bit. We have Spain in 2-3 right now. This is good for the Spanish side, but James or Jimmy in 1st place. Khalil getting that draft, but yep, the draft into the rock is definitely going to hurt him. He brings out the Piranha, and it looks like he's going to be able to shield his teammates from the Australians taking over their top spots. Very good item usage on Khalil's part, because obviously with the Piranha, and especially at the beginning of a race, using it, you risk hitting a lot of your teammates in the cluster of the beginning, and it looks like he used that really well. The red shell on Australia's 3rd place means that Spain has a lot of top spots here. We have a Wario shrimp up into a top spot. It looks like that's Spain as well. Spain with triple reds. Did he get his own teammate? I believe he did. Really briefly on Khalil's stream, you were able to see that Spain has triple reds. He's trying to slow down away from Khalil. It seems Khalil just taking wide lines, trying to avoid it. It looks like they're just absolutely confused as to what they're doing right now. There's a little bit of a dance they're having in 4-5. But Spain having 2-3-4. Oh, the shock. I'm not sure as to who it gets, but it seems like it's going to get Spain here. No, actually it may have gone... no, yeah, I definitely got Zaya in 3rd place. And looks like they squished Zaya afterwards as well. But Spain definitely still having 2-3-4-5. I don't know if that was even really too much of a planned shock. It didn't really seem like it was too much.
Yeah, it might have been just a simple chain.
Yeah, I think it was a simple item chain of that shock. It looks like Spain is getting ready. The triple red's in 5th place, it seems. Getting Spain's 4th place, and it seems like it's going to get their 3rd place as well. Khalil taking the red to the side of him, and it looks like there's a Morton catching up to him. He gets the star from someone, I believe he spams it. Is that a spam? I think that was a spam, or maybe he picked it up from a lucky hit. There's a shock. Oh, it looks like a Spain tried to call a shock to dodge their star in 3rd, but they weren't able to call it in time. I believe I heard the Skype call in the background. It looks like Australia is actually going to be getting a lot of spots from this, and this Spanish misuse of shock. Khalil runs into the dry bone, and that was a terrible shock, really, for Spain.
Goodness.
I believe I heard that.
They are going to be thinking about that, especially if they lose this match, because it was so close.
That was an awful shock.
Yeah.
That was awful.
And even if they counter this race, and it'll just be like, we could have done something better here. What if I just?
Because that's always what you go back to in these close wars. You always try to walk yourself through what you could have done. Because oftentimes in this game, especially, you have at least that one mistake that really costs you a race. Making a single mistake in the course of a race really costs you pretty much a top spot, I'd say, for the majority of tracks. There's obviously comeback opportunities, but in this game, a lot of times what happens is if you make a mistake, it screws you up a lot. And I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it at all. But from what I was able to hear in the background of the call, from the very low volume I had of the Spanish call, I heard them yelling for shock when he got the star, and they didn't use it in time, and I heard absolutely just yelling.
Oh, goodness.
And they were able to target shock the Australian in 3rd, but they just missed out on dodging that third place for Spain. And that would have obviously been very vital. They would have target shocked the 3rd place from Australia, got their 4th place in a star into an even more top position. But instead, they just turn it around. A choke of sorts, really. Do you have the score from the race after that one, Baird?
After this one, let me see.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, we're in Water Park. Definitely Spain looking to catch up at least a little bit. It looks like Spain has 1st place at the very least, with Australia trailing them in 2-3-4. They seem to be anti-gravity boosting just a little bit, helping them out as much as possible. ESP in a 3rd place right now, trying to stay up. It looks like Zion has a bomb as well. He might be able to mess up some Spanish members here. But he ends up getting redded in midair, slowing them down, obviously. So he's going to take a little bit of a seat, calm down a little bit, take a little bit of a timeout into a bottom spot position. Drafts up into a middle spot and gets an item box. Now this is a shrimp. He's going to want to take that drift, hold for the super mini turbo, and extend it out into the water. Not able to... Yeah, he is able to get it. Holding that shroom for now, and we have Khalil in a spot right next to him in 7th place. Trying to get an item box, but it looks like Khalil isn't able to get that item box. Australia with a lot of middle spots here. Water Park, I feel like it's an easy front-running course. I feel like
it is.
If you're able to get up in front, the pack often hits each other in the middle. And I feel like Australia is having a good amount of spots here that they're able to hold. They have, at the very least, on our screens, have 3-4. But we're definitely able to see that they have more than that from the beginning of that race. And it looks like they're going to be taken away with this. Australia with 4, 5, 6. Spain's obviously looking to contest, but they have 9, 10, 11. Possibly a bottom 4 for Spain right now.
Oh, man. Yeah,
and this could be the turnaround of the war.
Right.
This could be it. Water Park being it. Spain looks like they're getting maybe shelled. No, it's a little bit of lag on Pyro Stream. Khalil is going to start looking for that shock dodge, possibly not able to get it. The red shell for Zion. He may be able to get Spain's at the very end of the race. He does, and he ends up passing Spain at the very end, and maybe in Australia top 4. And Australia top 4, 6.
That is
absolutely huge for Australia.
Oh my God.
That I'm telling you, that Bow and Dry Dune race, that was it. That shock misuse, that cost them the war. That ended up costing them the war, unfortunately enough. But that misuse of shock obviously leads to them getting. If you guys don't know on the stream, if you get certain positions in a race, that carries over into the next race, and you start off with those positions. And obviously, if you start off with top spots, you're looking at a good opportunity to keep those top spots in the next race. Obviously, if you don't get itemed out of it in the first opening seconds.
Yeah. The thing is, before this water park race, they were only down 2. Spain, they were only down 2.
Yeah.
And now Australia is up 28.
28? Oh my God.
Yes.
So what I believe what I know out of scores right now, at the top of my head, I know that top 6 is a +40. So a comeback is very much doable for Spain here. But they need something. They really
all need to come together and just pick it up.
If they're bickering at each other, they need to dial it down. If they have any sort of feud, they need to dial it down right now, because this is the moment. This is the first match of the World Cup, and they need these points. And I'm just gonna put +20 or +28 up on the screen because I'd rather have you guys know the score for sure going into this race. And we have Mario Kart Stadium, definitely a hectic race by all means. A track that Baird and I love for the possibilities of coming back up. It looks like Australia loses their top spots, and Spain is getting back into these top spots. It looks like a Spanish top 3 at the very moment. Very close. Obviously, Pyro trailing those top 3 from Spain's right on their tail. And Isaiah is probably going to want to look towards holding these items in third and trying to get any Australian member that passes by him. He has a red shell in third. Perfect for eliminating any... Yes, he eliminates Zion out of 4th place. And it looks like Spain's breaking away with the top 3. Absolutely vital for Spain, but they're going to need to follow this up. And it looks like a Shroom in 10th for Zion, getting shelled once again. This is looking grim for Australia. It looks like Spain might be able to come back right now. They have bottom spots, Australia, it seems. Martin's going to have to catch up for Australia. He's way back here.
My goodness.
You have to have a lot of top spots on this last race, and Spain's definitely going to need it. Khalil with triple greens in 3rd place. He's going to be able to fend off anybody that comes up there, really. This is looking really promising for Spain here. We have Martin in 9th place with triple shrooms, as well as Zion. He's going to have to catch up here. Khalil backspans with triple greens. There is a shock, possibly a chain, and that may mess up Spain's top 3. We have Khalil's screen in 3rd place. We see Spain in the distance. There's definitely there's people very close to Khalil right now. He's trying to sustain any sort of lead he can have right now. He's trailing that red. Not sure. Oh, the bomb nearly gets him, but it doesn't explode on impact. Australian bottom spots. Surely a red shell in 3rd. He's going to hold on to it for the victory. We're not sure if anybody's going to red a shroom up here at the very end, but Khalil has got to red any Australian member that comes up at the end. Nobody coming up. We're not sure. This could be it. This actually could be a very good race for Spain.
Oh my god.
Top 3. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure. I don't think it was enough. I'm not sure if it was enough, but that was a very good race for Spain, but I'm not sure if it was enough.
They definitely brought it under 10 and very close match to end
Australia with 43 and 35, surely holding them up. I'm looking at the 12 for Australia at the bottom of the Grand Prix. I'm not sure of the score, but are we seeing any score results on the Australia won by 2 points.
By 2. Oh, good.
No way. God. They barely escaped with the war. And you've got that exactly. That's what we were talking about. Every single moment that you mess up on, you're going to think about it for the rest of the day, pretty much. You're going to think about it for the next week until your next group match, because that is devastating. That is absolutely devastating.
Just flipping on a banana and losing 1 spot, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple. It's as simple as that, really. It really comes down to every single little mistake you make. We can go back to that Bone Dry Dunes race and obviously blame it on the shock from Spain. But we can totally point it as well to Khalil running into that Dry Bones, for example, at the very end of Bone Dry Dunes. He lost, I believe, some spots from that, and he just ran straight into the Dry Bones. And that's an example of one of those small mistakes that ends up costing you. 2 points is obviously simply a differential of 1 position. If you gain that 1 extra spot, you're golden. And Spain, wow, what a close war between Australia and Spain. I'm actually, that was really intense.
That was some good entertainment, to be honest, because, yeah.
That was great.
Finally, because of after all the MKVL broadcasts where they're complete blowouts except for a few.
Yeah.
You finally get the World Cup in the first match, bro.
Yeah.
There's only a 2-point difference.
Actually, it looks like, according to this table, maybe the Warbot got it wrong, because according to this table, it looks like
Oh, I'm adding up the this one right now. I'm just getting Spain scores.
Okay, well, I mean, according to the table that was just posted right now, they won by a little bit more than 10, according to Articuno.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure what's.
Oh wait, the warbot didn't factor in the disconnections. That's why.
Oh, how much did Marcus DC with?
I'm not even sure. I wouldn't be able to say for sure how much anybody DC'd with really. But
yeah, I wish I caught that.
That's fine. That's fine. We just know it was a very close war. Maybe Warbot trolled us, maybe not. Regardless, doesn't matter. A very close war between the Spanish side and the Australian side. Apparently, Bomba T DC'd race 2 GP2 with 8 points instead of the 1 point I presumed. So obviously helped with the point differential. He DC'd race 1 GP2. Okay, so there was 2 disconnections on Bomba T's part for Australia.
Okay.
That ended up skewing the scores a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was definitely a very good match, and we're gonna move to the France-Netherlands match as soon as possible. Actually, oh wait, no, sorry, we have one more GP. I forgot. Am I correct?
Yes, three more GPs from this one.
Okay, 3 more GPs. It looks like Khalil won't be streaming, and instead we have FV Goomer. I'm not sure you say it.
Okay, Goomer, yeah.
But he linked me the stream, so we're gonna be having that up as soon as possible for you guys. Yeah, pretty quality, good stuff here. It looks like he's getting the second. I completely forgot that the room is going to be up. I forgot it's the 12v12. So a little bit. We gotta continue talking about this hype right now. That's great for me. I'm down for that. I'm down with that. I completely forgot about it. I thought Spain was over. I thought Spain was done. Especially with Khalil like immediately ending the stream. I thought he was like frustrated as hell and like damn it, we lost a war, fuck, or something like that. But obviously that's not the case. We have 3 more Grand Prix to go. My apologies, everybody. A little bit of a troll on my half. Definitely a really close war though. I'm so like this is great to see. This is great to see as our opening match for the World Cup here.
Yeah, but that was a great way to start, honestly.
I wasn't expecting. I just straight up wasn't. I don't know what the change up in lineup is gonna be, but obviously Khalil is subbing out for Gummer or Goomer. I'm really not sure as to how to say it. I'm just gonna go with Goomer. I'm gonna hope that's it.
Yeah, I think it's Goomer too.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go with it then. I'm not sure why, but
I mean. If we're talking about lineups, though, the one person I really want to see play for Spain is Hal, but you just...
I don't think... Hal or Pauly has definitely proven himself to be a top-tier Spanish racer. I'm not sure where he is. I believe he's on vacation of some sort at the very moment. He might not be able to play in the opening matches for Spain, but I could be wrong in this completely. So, don't quote me on it. A very, 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 very close match, and certainly that'll be followed by a close.
Hopefully, another close one.
A close second leg. Obviously, this is somewhat concerning for me. It's a 10:04 right now. I'm not sure if there will be enough time to get the France and Netherlands war set up, but we definitely have a very eventful war here. We're gonna take a little bit of a break, guys. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a break between the matches. But we certainly look forward to getting back to you guys. Certainly look forward to seeing what you guys feel on who will win. Go ahead and vote now. I'm going to go ahead and type it in the... I'm going to put a little bit of text too so you guys can know for sure. But go ahead and vote now. You can vote #Australia to... #Australia... Or, no, if you want to vote for Australia, if you think Australia will win, go ahead and vote #AUS. And if you believe Spain will win, then you type in #ESP. I'll be tallying the results up with this program I have here, and I'll let you guys know the results of this poll taken as soon as possible. Obviously, Twitch delay doesn't really allow for too quick of results, but the votes are rolling in, and we will get back to you guys with the results. We will get back to you with the war as soon as possible. Stay tuned. We'll be back to you guys, and we'll get back to you guys with this very close Australia versus Spain match. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We're back with, Baird and I are back. I'm not sure where Sagar is, but we're definitely back. And, casting this second leg of the Australia versus Spain match. Very sudden transition, I'm sorry about that. Baird, are you there?
Yeah.
Alright, we're good. Thank you to Articuno for hosting the call and, really holding up for us. It looks like definitely Gummer's stream is lagging for me a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh it to see if I can get it recovered. But for now, Australia versus Spain, second leg of this war. Yeah, Gummer's stream is lagging a lot. Holy crap. Okay, I don't even know if we can use that right now. But I guess we'll go ahead and use it. For now, maybe. But we see Zion at the very least, so we'll have that.
Yeah.
And for now, we have Australia in 7-8. Zubila using that Japanese flag because it's so very integrated with the Japanese community being from New Zealand and having a similar, if not the same time zone. It looks like Pyro redded his own teammate there. I'm not exactly sure as to why he used that red shell, but it looks like he gets his teammate Zubola in 6th place, and he gets another red. And he uses the red again. And it gets Spain this time, in 5th place, I believe. Australia having a good amount of middle spots, and you got to wonder how many top spots there are for Spain, or for Spain and Australia here. Looks like Spain has at least a good amount of top spots. Sunshine Airport allows you to carry these top spots for a good amount of time. Australia having at the very least 4th and 5th place, and they look forward to really catching up a good amount. And they're getting shrooms in these middle spots, so hopefully they'll be able to catch up. But it doesn't look like they'll be able to do too much. In fact, Spain has 4th place right now, going into the last lap. Baird, is there any advice you can offer to the Australian side here?
Basically get reds, maybe a blue shell after the last part. Maybe a shock if you're that lucky. But,
yeah, obviously at the last part you look towards having that shock as much as possible, but if that isn't possible, then we're not going to be seeing one here. I don't believe. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be seeing one here. Australia in 3rd place, Spain in 2nd place, possibly even 1st place. We could be looking. Oh wait, no, sorry. Australia with 3-4, and it looks like they'll be at the very least getting spots behind the top 2. Actually, I'm not sure as to who got first. I got a glimpse of the name, but I wasn't able to catch who got.
It might have been someone from Spain.
Oh. No, Australia 1-3-4.
Oh, that's
1-3-4-6. Actually, a really good race for Australia. And on my screen, the race is just starting on Gummer's stream. I didn't pass out the stream, but I'll do it really quick if it's even useful. Your stream.
It'll be useful for me to get any disconnections at all.
Your stream is very far behind, friend. Well, that's cool. That's cool. We can have some intermission action, I guess, or a replay. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to go ahead and zoom in towards the... I guess I'll go ahead and just, not put it up for now. I'll just put on Zion's view.
Okay.
And since it could be somewhat distracting for the audience right now, and we'll go ahead and just only view Zion's perspective. And obviously that's a little bit unfortunate. You guys might want to put the screen in full screen if you want to capture the whole, the best possible quality for the small screens we're able to offer. But for now, Australia in top 3 on Roller Raceway. This could change up a little bit from the hectic nature of this course. There's a sound horn in 3rd that Australia is holding on to. Definitely something that Spain's going to have to look out for. And it looks like they're going to be able to maintain these top spots. They're not exactly hitting each other into the grass, at least not yet. Very good for the Australian side. Looking promising for them to escape those opening turns, and especially that streamless shortcut where everybody seems to bump each other off.
Yeah,
it's very unfortunate for them to take off in these top spots.
Spacing is definitely needed if you want to just get away as a group in general, you know.
Yeah, just learning how to race around your teammates is something that's, as you alluded to, is very vital.
Yeah.
In the beginning of races like Royal Raceway, it looks like there's a red coming for Zion right now. Avoids it with the holding of the banana. But he's still in 1st place. The bloomer messing up a little bit, but not too badly. And it looks like he's taken off. No hits taken from Zion. Looking quite fortunate for Australia right now. Obviously, there are some shroom spots for this course, but the shroom spots I feel aren't too much. There is a shock, though. I feel like it is a somewhat coordinated shock on behalf of Spain. There is. Luigi takes first place from Spain. He does not get Reddit as I thought he may have gotten. And it looks like he's in first place now. Luigi, named obviously because he uses Luigi as much as possible. Much respect to the dude who uses Luigi.
For sure.
And there is Spain in first place. Triple greens in second place to be able to ward off anybody. It looks like he's going to spam these triple greens. So most likely we have Australia in the spots behind Zion if he's going to use his greens. But there isn't. He gets Redded right after. And I believe there's Zion misusing his greens, getting rid of them too early. And he loses his second place. He has the blooper and spams. It gets bullet billed as well by his teammates. Bullet bill. He isn't able to avoid that.
Oh, goodness.
And because of one mistake, he is sent to a bottom position.
Yeah,
Spain,
I don't know why he decided to get rid of his greens.
I guess he saw his teammates in like third maybe, and decided it was okay. But Spain surely had to have spots behind it. There was no hurt in holding the items.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit confused by that.
When I was looking at Pyro's stream, it seemed like he was alone with those greens.
Yeah,
I don't know why he threw them.
Because he looked back right after he used those greens.
Yeah,
and there was literally no one around him. You could see them in like the distance. Like they were one full turn behind. So I'm a little bit confused by that play on Zion's part, but we're looking forward to a Spanish comeback as a result of it. It looks like Spain got a good amount of, or at least two of the top spots and then some middle of the bottom spots to follow it up with. It looks like a fairly even race at the very least.
Yeah, very even.
So, so pretty much, I mean, looking not too bad for Spain after the first race. First race is kind of bad for them, but they were able to turn that momentum at least to stall that momentum on the Australian side. And a lot of DK jungles being picked here. I like the course personally a lot.
That course is not treating me right.
well, it isn't going to be going that. Fortunately for you, Baird, it's going to be going Yoshi Valley. And with Spain having first, anybody in the top positions are going to have to really watch out for themselves here. Especially on the first turn. We talked about it before when Yoshi Valley was picked in the first leg of this match. We were talking about how the first turn is a cluster. The bridge is an absolute cluster. And anybody who goes for it puts themselves in a very bad position to get bumped off. And we look forward to Zion not doing that. It looks like he doesn't. He's playing it safe, going one of the three main routes that people go. Tries to get the snipe off on Bull, I believe, from Spain. It looks like he gets randomly green. So Australia is in top 3 right now. Zion with triple greens ends up getting 2 people behind him. And Australia may be taking off with this top 3 right here. At the beginning, although he gets redded, but his trailing green, his rotating green, is able to get Spain, the Spanish member that redded him. So it looks like Australia, at the very least, has top 2, 4, 5. Zion with the triple shrooms in 5th even. So he's going to be able to recover from that red shell and move up back into that top 3 potentially.
Yeah, that's a good breakaway, and shrooms are going to be everywhere from 4th and beyond.
Oh
so
yeah, no, the spots. The spots behind top 3 are definitely going to be getting a lot of shrooms now. If first place can get a breakaway, it looks like first place maybe even fell off though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there will be too much of a breakaway, but if there is one, there will certainly be a good amount of shrooms coming the middle spots' way.
Yeah.
We have Sagar back in the call though. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about the second leg of the match. So I apologize if there was any confusion about that. But anyways, going into last lap, Zion has the first place, obviously. We have a second stream from Goomer, but he turned it off for now. I'm going to tell him to try to restart it. For now, we're rocking the one stream. And looks like there's a shock.
What's going on right now?
So basically, it's a 12v12, 2 6v6s in a row, back-to-back, to determine the outcome. But for now, the stream for Khalil subbed out from the first Grand Prix. And they had Gummer sub in. He was streaming, but the delay was so bad. Literally, by the time they were starting the second race, he was starting the first race. So, so I told them that it was behind, and he turned it off. I'm just gonna tell him to restart it if he can. But for now, we have Zion. This is the I want to say third race. Yeah, third race right now. Looks like there's triple reds coming Zion's way. It doesn't look like they'll be able to hit him though. And he's going to escape with the first place even after the shock. I'm looking forward to seeing these results because obviously we don't have too much of a perspective into how the middle and bottom spots got or fared. But obviously looking forward to how this race turned out. Ooh, for the Spanish side, this ain't looking too hot. Top 2, 4, 5, 6 for Australia.
That's that's even further in the gap. And there wasn't too much of one to begin with.
That's gotta kill. That's gotta kill because I mean after the 2 races you could say that the Spanish side was turning around the momentum, but there was still a little bit of a lead that Australia had on Spain this GP at the very least, and they've only turned it up now. That top 2, 4, 5, 6 is absolutely devastating for the Spanish side, obviously.
So far, there's been a trend, of the first few races, or at least the beginning of each GP, Australia kind of tries to dominate, and then Spain brings it back, but they're losing their edge even in the late GP, so that's trouble. That
is definitely trouble. We have a, according to the MK Warbot, we have plus 34 for Australia. Arcuno is telling us plus 32, so we know it's somewhere around there. We're ballparking it. And for now, 632 to 598, I believe. 6. Getting all in the stream here. I'm an advanced tech guy. I know everything. 562 to 598. All right, finally. All right, there we go. So. Just to get back to you guys on the result of the poll I asked earlier, 31 votes taken in. Spain having 54.8% of the votes on your guys' side. You guys thought that Spain was going to be making a little bit of a comeback. And obviously I'm looking forward to that too as much as possible, but at this side looking a little bit unfortunate for the Spain side, getting top 2, 4, 5, 6 last race. We're going into Mario's Circuit. Obviously a race where you can expect a lot of big things happening on Mario's Circuit. A lot of the shortcuts. There are 2 big shortcuts that you can take. One at the one towards the middle of the track and one towards the end that Pyro is going to pass here. That patch of sin at the very end. And Pyro ends up going a little bit wide to avoid the Piranha. Someone's advancing on him just a bit, but he's in first place by a little bit, and he has a green shell. He's not trailing the green, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that Australia has at least top 2 right now. And I can speak from experience from a war disc last night. I believe I had with Baird possibly. A War versus Imperious. Mario Circuit was doing us really well, but there's a lot of comeback potential on this. I feel like there's a lot of like shocks on this for some reason.
Yeah, they just need the right situation to go down because I think for us it was the shock. We got redded a little bit, and then the blue shell came as well.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a little bit of an unfortunate race, but we were able to after the beginning, and it's observed here in Zion's stream. If you're up there after the first 20 seconds, a lot of the time on this course, especially with how should you say this? How chaotic, I guess, these rooms could be for middle spots because. It's very basic. These are very basic lines you're taking. Nothing too extraordinary. Oh, Zion stream going off at the very end. Well then. I'm not sure. We're not going to know, I guess.
Are we in the dark here?
We're in the dark age right now, dude.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I guess we won't know how it turned out. Maybe Zion got blue shelled, shocked, redded, greened, bombed, and starred. We'll never know. And we'll look forward to seeing any of the streams getting up right now, but obviously we're going to have to take a little bit of a break at the very least. I'm a little. I mean, Pyro's in the chat we are in right now, so hopefully he'll be able to give us some insight as to what's happening. Pyro, are you alive, mate? Okay, stream's back up. Not sure what happened. A little bit confused by.
Okay, good. I'm just glad it's back up.
Yeah, that was a little bit confusing. Gummer's getting a stream back up as well. Oh, and Zion's stream kind of dies again. Okay. Well, if anything, we have Gummer's stream. And that's cool. Oh, it looks like his stream is back up to speed with... I think his stream is back up to speed with Pyro's now. So we can use it. Good. So it's now back at real time. That's good to hear. Okay, Gummer's turning up clutch for us right now. And that's good to see. So we have... okay, never mind. The streams are just dying on us right now. I'm not sure why. This is cool, but a little bit unfortunate for us. So we don't know the outcome of the first Grand Prix. Unfortunately, I'm gonna hope we can see a result anytime soon. We have a result.
I mean, I was able to get the results thanks to Pyro, just like
popping in for like a second. Yeah, no, that's pretty clutch. But sure. Yeah, for now we can see the results. You want to do the favor? Actually, I'll go ahead and do it. 43 plus 37 plus.
All right, Pyro stream's back up.
Okay, so we should have a perspective.
I'll have to put the indivs up as well anyway, so it'll be here soon.
Okay, that's cool. So for now.
Alright, it's Rainbow Road.
Yeah, Rainbow Road for now. Not too shabby. It looks like it's lagging a bit for me now.
Same.
Okay, this is looking promising. I'm not. Okay, we're back. 3, 2, 1 countdown. I hope this race lasts. I'm hoping it lasts. But if not, we're gonna be on a little bit of a dark age here. And I said this in the Reddit post I got out yesterday. We're gonna try to cast as much as possible, obviously, but these streams are only really doable with the help of the community and with the help of everybody that's able to stream. So obviously we're thankful for that, because without them these casts wouldn't be possible. But with that being said, if they can do it, then obviously we can't really cast over much of anything. Thank you, Base Nintendo, for the spectator support. And we have the Rainbow Road pick, as Sagar is saying. We have the Rainbow Road pick. It looks like Zion's falling off a little bit, getting bumped off this shortcut. Obviously, that shortcut saves a good amount of time, or at least a little bit, so you're going to be wanting to take that every single opportunity with how easy it is. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure as to what's happening here. I'm not sure if it's Zion's... I guess it's Zion's connection. He's not disconnecting out of the room, though. So I'm a little bit confused here as to what's happening. Hopefully we get a GP pick, but for now, we might... Maybe we take a break if this continues. Apparently Twitch has been killing streams since yesterday, according to Aaron Soul, because of server issues. I'm a little bit confused. But I mean, it looks like Zion's connection is fine. We've had some trouble in the past with Zion streaming because his connection's a little bit weird. But I mean, normally when he has his disconnection issues, he tends to disconnect from the Wii U and the servers as well on Nintendo, and that isn't the case right now, so I'm a little bit confused as to what's happening. It could be a Twitch issue maybe, but right now we have Zion stream back up for now. We can't guarantee anything, but Australia with the 3, 4, 5, we've got to wonder who's in those top 2 positions, especially going into the last race. Not able to talk too much about who's in what normally we would talk about the possible shock positions of this course, because the cannon does a lot to disrupt. Oh, the shock happens. I was getting to it, but the shock happens. There's a star dodge on Spain's part.
Spain.
Oh, here comes Spain. The Bulls are running up. The triple greens are spanned from Zion. It looks like it may be able to get Sheik. No, it doesn't. Australia in 7th and 8th place. Doesn't look like it's going too well for Australia.
Wow, that was a huge race for Spain.
I'm hoping it was a huge race, and maybe huge as hell. Considering, okay, it might not necessarily be the hugest of races, but huge as hell in the context of how how poorly they've been racing in these last couple of races. Obviously, last race wasn't too great. The last GP wasn't too great, especially the third race where they got what? I believe it was like top 2, 4, 5, 6. Things have not been going swell for Spain right now. So if we could get, okay, so Baird's doing us the favor of having the scores up. Or at least the table up after a certain amount of time, getting the scores down. Pretty nice.
Yep, the GP by GP.
GP by GP. I'm liking it. So you said that until right before that GP, we had a 626 to 666 lead for Australia, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully Warbot will get that score in for us. Well, sorry for the really the lack of score updates right now, considering we're in the dark, as much as you guys are, and we hope to get this resolved as much as possible.
Yep, Articon has been keeping us posted. It's 12 plus 12 for Spain, at least the plus 12 race, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Spain's up by 19.
Spain's up by 19. Okay. In this GP, I'm guessing, because there's no way.
I meant Australia's up by 19 overall.
Okay. Thank you for that update.
All right.
Up by 19.
It's definitely possible for Spain to come back in 1 or 2 races.
That's actually that's really good for them. They were down by 40 before that race, and now only down by 19. Very, very good for the Spanish side. It looks like Zion gets bumped off at the very beginning, so it looks like they're going to be having a little bit less of pressure up top. Spain with a good amount of middle spots. We see a lot of the Spanish flags occupying 6th and 7th place at the very least. And DK Jungle being one of those tracks where you can easily get messed up at the beginning. As Zion experienced, the part of the beginning where there's narrow pathways, there's the tree in the middle and the 2 split pathways. And a part where a lot of people go for that the bouncer strat, where you try to get a little bit of a turn and a mini boost into the bouncer to get a farther boost. A lot of people end up getting bumped off there, as Zion did, and Australia lost some of their positions at the very least, but looks like Australia has 4th and 5th place right now, and Zion getting triple shrooms in 5th. So he catches up to Zubala right here with the bouncer strat, as I was talking about before. It looks like Gummer messes up a little bit hitting the Tiki, and he's gonna take a little bit of a... He's gonna have to take responsibility for that, getting greened afterwards, after messing up, it seems. And Australia in 2-3 at the very least. I'm expecting Spain having first, though.
Yeah, I think Spain wins first as well.
Yeah.
It looks like they have first, but looking like Zion is going to want to use these shrooms as optimally as possible. But definitely Australia with the presence.
It's Australia.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's very good then, yeah.
Top 3 for Australia. It's going to be able to... Definitely able to stall some of the momentum that Spain was seeming to get after that last race. Bouncer strat for Zion once again does not mess it up with the lack of presence of people around him. He's able to smoothly take that bouncer strat. The blooper might mess him up a little bit, but no, it's a little bit too late. He actually gets off pretty safely. A well-timed blooper for Australia's part. And it looks like Australia's going to be escaping with, it seems like at the very least, a top 2, possibly a top 3. Obviously unfortunate for Spain. They're not faring too well. This second lineup of Spain is not faring too well. Now the people... 2 people at the very least kept in this lineup for Australia. We were talking about it before. How people... There are 2 Grand Prix done in a row for every match. And you're able to keep 3 members of a side for the same lineup in the second match. And obviously, Zion here has been kept for the second match. James has been kept for the second match. And I believe Antho has been kept for the second match as well, although I could be wrong. But I believe I recall seeing him in the last... Grand Prix as well. So although Spain has top 2 overall, looks like Spain is occupying a lot of those bottom spots. 9,99998 for bottom 5.
That's the interesting thing about Spain. I'm surprised not to see Itzaya back around because he MVP'd the last room with 90.
Yeah.
For his team, of course.
Yeah. Understandable. And we have definitely Australia cutting down on that plus 19. I don't believe Gummer has a stream. I'll go ahead and try to remind him so we can have a double perspective. As a plus 12 race for Australia, according to our scoreboard here. Thank you, Articuno. I'm trying to get Gummer's stream back up, so I'm contacting him right now. But yeah, once again, hats off to everybody cooperating and trying to get these streams into us. We really appreciate it here. And a lot of... At least in the first leg of this war, a lot of tension. Looks like it's loosening up, but there's still a good amount of comeback opportunities, especially on Grumble Volcano, where if you have top positions, you could easily find yourself getting bumped on the very first turn of this place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the drafts, the items. I mean, don't even talk to me about it. Like, it's so easy to get bumped here. Looks like they're bumping each other in top 2 spots, but Zion's able to get the draft to be able to break away from the pack at least a little bit, removing him.
So key on this track.
It really is, because I mean it removes him from the first turn of bumps and items, because oftentimes people spam their bananas and green shells, and he's able to escape that. Sound horns in first or third or whatever the hell. I don't know how people get sound horns. I have no idea, but I see it happen to the other team getting it all the freaking time.
It's like, yeah, I want those.
Hit me up. Where they at? Right. But yeah, for now, no sound horns in the top position. Zion breaking away with that draft, as Baird put it, absolutely key. And lending him to that first place position and not having too much trouble, really. Just running it up in first. Looking pretty solid for this Australian side. And I've got to wonder where the Spanish side is right now. I mean, obviously, I only think that first place is broken away. There's a huge pack, and having Gummer streamers, we miss that right now, because he surely would have a middle perspective as to how everything's running. Now Zion messing up a little bit, running into the mud there, and surely losing some of his lead. Actually, someone getting a little bit closer to him, but he is not trailing his green, so I'm going to go ahead and assume
that they're top two.
They're top two at the very, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But although last time I assumed that when he had triple greens in Royal Raceway, I don't know. So he is in first in Global Volcano. There was a red coming for second place, I think. May have ended up getting second place, and if that's the case, Zion might be finding himself in a first place position by himself. But surely him running into the mud didn't help with his lead he had. And he might be running into some trouble. If second place gets triple reds, if they're a Spanish side, he could be in some trouble right now. He only has a single green.
Yeah.
But it looks like he'll be able to make it, really. Definitely a first place for Australia. Smooth sailing race. Getting red at the very end. Okay, that probably was his teammate. But there's a blue shell at the end. I'm going to assume Australia was holding it, so maybe Australia got a bottom spot. Yeah, Australia getting bottom 3. Looks like they had to hold the blue shell. As they use it at the very end, and Spain getting a good amount of spots, good amount of top to middle spots. It doesn't look like too much of a big race for Spain, but this GP is actually looking pretty close. Not too bad.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I think I'm not sure what the overall score is right now. I'm gonna try to tune in with my boy Warbot right now. It looks like Australia was winning by 40 after the 18 races. Man, that Warbot is so clutch. Can we talk about like how clutch this Warbot is? Because it was literally made yesterday, I think, and not even for the purpose of this stream. It was just made for a friend's stream of mine. Shoutouts to a Cool Joe Meister for getting it done. He's not sure if the score is correct, but apparently a 748 to 708 differential.
It is plus 27 for Australia at the moment.
Okay, plus 27. Yeah, I see that. I see the update.
Yeah.
787 to 751. And I'm not sure what the lineup is. Like that, I can't tell from the me names.
Oh, for really. Who? Australia?
Yeah, Australia.
Australia. They the 3 new people are Chuhei, Zubola, of course, and this guy Eccentrique.
Eccentrique. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's the E guy.
Yeah.
I would assume that.
He put in work last GP with the 43. So
yeah, exactly. And certainly turning up for this Australian side. Looks like Zion starting off on Bone Dry Dunes, getting the right lines in, having the sound horn in first, as we were talking about. So he's gonna be able to get that. I don't get it. I just don't get how people get that. I never get that item in first place at the first box. But apparently Zion's able to get it. Lucky enough to get it. There's a boomerang coming apparently his way, but I believe that was the last extension of the boomerang, so it goes especially farther than intended. And just really smooth sailing races for Zion here. The shock though, definitely coming clutch for. I'm gonna assume that it was a chain shock possibly because it was used at around the first item set for the middle pack, but obviously not affecting Zion too much here. And
allow me to correct myself. Shuhei is Yusashi actually.
Usashi? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I know. He's a member of Nintendo 5-star. Good to see him in this war. And I don't know too much about him, but I know that he's a pretty solid racer. He should be able to put up some points, hopefully at least. But it looks like Zion gets redded out of first place. Out of first place into second. We have ESP in second, probably due to the shock. He tries the green snipe and a valiant effort at the first place green snipe, but it looks like ESP is messing up a little bit, maybe a little bit of lag. And a little bit of lag there. We see him getting redded or shocked into his own red, but that isn't the case. A second shock on Bone Dry Dunes. We don't see too many.
You don't see 2 shocks, period.
Yeah, really. It doesn't really happen too much. That's a bit of a surprise. Yeah. But we have Spain at the very least in first place. Zion is going to be fighting for that first place with the banana in second. Going to try to get that off in time to get this item box here. Hopefully get a red or a shroom. A green shell. He's going to have to get a little bit greedy here. Go for the side snipe on ESP Ganyan. Going to go for the side snipe. Not enough. The bounce, is it enough? No, it's not enough. Zion is going to be landing a second place. Still a relatively smooth race for Zion. Really almost getting messed up by that guy's trailing red.
Yeah.
And a very good race for Spain. 1-3-4-6-7. 1-3-4-6-7-11. And the Spanish side getting 38 points, and 29 points. Really helping the Spanish side out a lot.
They're trying to close this gap for sure.
And that's gonna help.
Definitely looks like Spain is not giving up. They want to take the win.
Yeah, they're not really taking too much of a hit in morale, because obviously that's a matter of concern going into moments like this where there's a good amount on the line here on the platform of the World Cup, and going into the last GP of a war that started out really, really, really close, and obviously a little bit troubling for the Spanish side to be able to have to come back from this much, but they're definitely looking into it. And it looks like, I believe Gummers has a stream up. It may actually be in sync this time, so we could be having yeah, I think we could have these streams synchronized. I'll get the stream for you guys. I'll repost it in the there it is. So if you guys want the double perspectives, you got it. Oh, apparently Articuno can't host call anymore. So
okay. I'll be hosted.
Okay, cool. You can drop the call now, Articuno. Alright guys, very close match here. Very, very, very close. Certainly looking like it's gonna be a great war. And I'm not sure what the score is right now. I'm gonna take a look into my boy Warbot really quick. My boy's got me backed up. 820 to... There's only a 20-point differential right now.
Yeah.
This is 820 to 800. That's a pretty it's a pretty odd score, but I'll take it. Only a 20 point. I did not think it was gonna be this close. Because just going off how the races seemed, it just didn't seem like it was gonna be this close. It looked like Australia dominated that second GP or that first GP, and it looks like that second GP was apparently enough to put the Spanish side back into crawling position, back into comeback position. So hopefully they're able to make a bit of a comeback on Cloud Top Cruise. I don't really like this course too much. I gotta be straight with y'all, but because this track, if you get bumped in the opening 2 turns, it's a sort of weird 2 turns really. It's like a snake shaped sort of turns. You have the little bit of a turn to the bouncer, a little bit of turn to the left, and then just a slight turn to the right once again right before the second bouncer. They're all slight turns just packaged in one. It can get very very bumpy.
Situational, you know.
Yeah,
it
very
situational. When you
situational.
start. Yeah.
I feel like this track you can't really use this track too strategically, because of the beginning, I feel like it's a little bit too chaotic. But if you're able to survive the beginning, then you can. This is definitely a front-running track, especially if you got your lines on well. I'm sure we'll see Zion here go for the fire hops. If you can execute them correctly, that'd be lovely. But the fire hops are definitely helping him breach into a top position, able to execute those fire hops perfectly. And we have Gummer Stream a little bit behind, and a little bit laggy actually. So I don't know if we'll be able to get the dual perspectives for this one, but fortunately, or hopefully rather, it'll come up clutch for us maybe. If not, we got Zion Stream, and he's still just chilling in first. I feel like it's been the last 3 races that's been like this. But for now, actually, I refreshed Gummer Stream. He's back in 7th place in the middle of the pack. We are able to see Australia with a lot of top spots. I think Australia has top 3 right now. Yeah, Australia top 3. Gummer in 4th, being Spanish is only hope at the very moment. And it looks like Zion's breaking away a good amount from the rest of the pack. Now, I'm not able to really talk too much about Gummer's side because it keeps lagging up and freezing on me. There is the shock, though. Possibly a target shock. It looks like got Zion a little bit ahead. It got Zion right before the shortcut. He falls off. And everybody from Australia has to take the turn wide. That's definitely got to hurt. A very good shock on their part. And looks like Spain might be having a little bit of a come up. Although I see Zion in 2nd place right now. And Gummer Stream is a little bit behind. So I don't think we'll be getting too much out of this. But that shock was definitely key for Spain to come up a little bit at the very least. Australia did have top 3. And now they only have top 2, although we aren't able to see who's in 3rd right now. We definitely know that they only have top 2. Zion using that shroom fire hopping his way to get into even more fire hops, evading the lightning rod. And it looks like Australia's going to escape with a clean top 2. And the Spanish comeback, if anything, is going to have to be put on hold for what's just happened. It looks like he's backspinning the bananas on the shortcut. We'll be able to see how it turns out at the very end from Gummer's perspective. We have the bomb on Gummer's part. Bomb snipes a person from Australia. I'm going to try to refresh this as soon as possible to get it up. But we have Australia in top 2 only, it seems. And it looks like Spain escapes with a 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10 and 11, thanks to Gummer's bomb in 3rd place. Great bomb snipe on his part. He slowed down, I believe, a bit to get the alignment down for it. Although he gets shocked at the end. I didn't even see that. But he still escaped with a 5th place, I believe, from results. So, I'm not really sure how Spain is faring right now. The 3, 4, 5 is obviously of some concern for Australia. But I don't believe it was too much of a race where they caught up on by that much, if I'm correct. But right now...
Wait, which team got 3, 4, 5? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I understand. Spain got 3, 4, 5. I know that. Australia with the top 2. And Australia had top 3, but Gummer was able to get a bomb in 3rd. And get a second... Oh, wait, no. This is... Wow, this is actually even further behind than I thought. Wow, okay. Gummer's just starting lap 3. Never mind. I thought... So I thought he was on lap 3 because he was at the very end of the race when Zion was at the end of the race, but it was the end of the lap 2. So I don't know. I actually don't know what happened there. But I guess we'll only be using Gummer's stream for I guess for a sort of replay. But for now, Mount Wario, we're gonna only be focusing on Zion's stream for now. And use Gummer's stream as a sort of replay. We have Australia starting off in top 2. The green going off for Australia, but nothing too bad for them. Surviving in the top 2 positions. But Pyro gets bumped off the ledge there. Bumped off by the Luigi. Luigi gets sniped out of 3rd though. Man, what a green shell. I'm not sure if it was a Spanish green shell or not, but regardless, it ends up getting the Spanish member perfectly. And Zion seems to be fighting for that 2nd place. Gets the sound horn. Is going to try to creep up on this... I believe Genyan. I'm not sure who it is exactly, but Genyan and Goomer from ESP is going to try to gain on them as much as possible with his sound horn. Looks like Spain has 2-3, and it looks like he's going to use that sound horn correctly, getting that 3rd place out of there.
And then he gets another sound horn.
And another sound. Jesus Christ, Pyro, with these sound horns. Fire hopping his way up to 3rd, 2nd, getting the person right next to him, but he wasn't able to get the next boost pad or the last boost pad. And I'm sure he would have gotten 3rd place if he was able to do so. Gummer getting messed up a little bit in the top spot. And so it looks like Spain's losing a little bit of their top spots. Zion moving up into 5th place with the Sards in 5th. Great items here for Zion going into Mount Wario here. He's definitely going to be looking into possibly chaining this or holding. No, he's definitely going to chain it now. And advancing up the ladder, we have Australia in 4th and 5th place. No! Pyro, no! What are you doing, man? He's running all over the place, running into wall after wall. Thanks to the
shock in 5th.
No way. No way. You've got to be kidding me, Zion. A shock from Zion. He uses it. I believe he sees a teammate in a star, ends up using it. And, oh, he hits an invisible green shell. But it's not going to be too bad. He's got the boost pads to help him. Triple Shrooms in 4th and 5th. And I don't know if Australia's going to be able to catch up too much, really. Looks like there's too much of a gap. It looks like Australia will be ending off with 4 or 5, possibly a top 3 for Spain. I'm not sure. But that could be a very huge race for Spain, who is really looking for a race that they really need a race that they... Yep. No, not a top 3. It is a 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11. So, I mean, I guess I'd say a pretty neutral race.
Yeah, they're still keeping it even. They need a big race.
They need a big race. There's only 2 races left. Going into this, in these last 2 races, you obviously aren't losing by that much, but I mean, you aren't losing by that much in the grand scheme of things. But with 2 races left, you're down by a lot. So according to the Warbot, we have a 906 to 878 score in favor of Australia, plus 28 point differential. Thanks to MK Warbot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so they need to pull what they did on Mario Kart Stadium again.
They need a Mario Kart Stadium.
Apparently, the Warbot is off by 20. I need to figure out where those points even go.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, the only thing I have... Well, what's the score you have, Baird?
Right now, I have the same as the Warbot at the moment because of the spots and the overall GP, you know. But apparently, if there were DCs, I need to figure out where, you know, they go to, since it's +4 for a race where, you know, a player is absent.
Yeah. I don't think a player's been absent, though. Has there been?
If there hasn't been, then I'm really confused.
Because no, I remember that someone's disconnected from a race, but they haven't necessarily missed a race. Or I mean, apart from the race they disconnected in. So there's always been 12 racers in every race.
Oh yeah, if there's still 12 racers in every race, then the DC counts for the +1 that your bot races.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know,
I know that first GP, an Australian member DC'd with like I believe 7 or 8 kuno from what I could. Articuno informed us as to what they DC'd with earlier, but I'm not sure. The scores are a little bit messed up. They're a little bit finicky here. But we have Sweet Canyon, Zion holding a top spot in first place, and oh, the green barely missing him, getting the banana that he was trailing. Possibly very risky for Zion here. I'm curious as to who's in second place and why a green shell would be bouncing around him in the first place. It could be a Spanish member in second place. But for now, Zion in first place. A green shell should be able to protect him from at least one red shell if it ends up hitting him. And obviously the shortcut's going to be very key for the Spanish side. They're going to want to use as much as possible. It's probably why they picked this track, is the actual availability of a shortcut on this track, as opposed to the many other tracks that don't really even have shortcuts. But yeah, going on the last lap, very smooth race. One of those smooth races for Zion once again. He's had a lot more smooth races in this leg of the war, as opposed to the other leg of the wars. Oh man, the stream lagged for me just like a bit, but he like sniped the banana that he was gonna run into. That was actually pretty nice. But the stream's lagging for me. Is it lagging for you guys as well or no?
Yeah, it's lagging again.
Okay. There is the blue shell though. The blue shell in first place. I'm not sure if that's going to affect too much. He hasn't been hit by too much of anything for a while. There's triple reds in second. No wonder there wasn't any Spanish members in top spots. But we have Australia in top 2. And a very good turnout for Australia, it seems. I don't know if Australia's going to be able to, or Spain's going to be able to come back. It looks like, oh, a top 3 even for Australia.
Yeah, top 3 from Australia.
I think it's done.
There's no way.
I think it's done for Spain.
Australia definitely is going to take the...
That's the dagger for certain. Yeah.
Unless Australia gets bottom 3, no, definitely. Yeah, that's the dagger in the heart for us, Team Spain. It looked like it was going to be promising, but looks like we're going to have to turn it.
Is James going for 60?
He's going for 60. 45 points after 3 points. He's going to try to finish it off nice and well for his individual points. Good war. Good war so far for James. He's been up there a good amount of times, if not a lot of times, if not all the fucking time. But right now, beautiful result for Australia, getting ahead, getting that first win on the board. And, I mean, I was expecting an Australia win, but I didn't expect the first leg of the match to be so close, a 2-point differential going into that match.
Looks like there's a DC, yeah. So he won't, like, appear to get the 60, I think.
Okay. We're going to be going to the French match soon, so I'm going to start getting that set up as well. Because France vs. Netherlands starts in like 2 minutes, really. So, right now,
it'll literally come down to like the last race, and then we'll just come into the beginning of, the next match.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Spain will be able to make too much of a comeback here, but if they are, certainly looking forward to... I'm not sure how the point differential will work. Will it be if you lose by less than 20, then you get the 1 point, or is it only ties? We'll have to.
I think it's only ties.
Okay, well that's a bit unfortunate, but if it does happen to be that if you lose by less than 20 points, you get the 1 point, then Spain could be fighting for a little something here on this race. We have Electrodrome.
Oh, and by the way, someone cannot 60 because of the point distribution in 11 player.
Yeah.
Wait, someone disconnected?
You only get 58. Yeah, there's only 11 people in the room.
Oh, no. Well, it looks like Zion's in first place anyways, so Jimmy might not be even getting the first place he wants. If Zion keeps racing the way he does, he's in first place on Electrodome. Going into the second lap. And looking pretty good for him, pretty solid. Blooper coming in is going to be able to take these turns calmly, really. A bit of a straightaway he has, and the blooper will probably end by the time he gets into this next turn. Not too bad of a blooper for him. Not too bad of a blooper at all. There's a green shell being held by Jimmy in first place. He's now going for that solid 58. For
James.
first. James. Good James. But for now, Zion in second. And I'm sure the Spanish morale right now is lacking. It's pretty low in comparison to what it could be. Obviously, Sweet Canyon beating the Dagger in the Heart. They probably lacking the morale, as I'm saying. James going for that 60. Banana in second place for Zion. A red shell coming someone's way in a spot behind him, but he's not going to be suffering too much. I just think there's just straight up domination from this top two. This Australian top two, and this is really going to be an Australian side that we're going to see carried by figures like James and Pyro, who are performing spectacularly right now. And we heard Pyro being somewhat skeptical of their performance going into this World Cup, but surely their performance here has carried them to a win, alongside with the performance of other Australia members that have guaranteed the win going into this last race, and a finish for them. Zion gets third place, actually. I'm not sure if that was an Australian member that passed him, but it should not matter regardless. Australia, Luigian getting first place, denying James the 4 firsts in a row, but still an Australia win. Congratulations to Australia, who have won the first match of the World Cup, and the stream just immediately going off for Spain, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll be able to. I think especially with Alex Sony turning up, they'll be able to do better. Better in their next matches. I'm not sure which matches are next, but they have to play Team Nordic and Team Mexico.
Yeah, it's going to be more difficult for Nordic, but I think they might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I feel I mean, they did pretty good in the first leg of the match. If they had Alex Sony in the second leg, for example, they'd be able to do really well. I feel, or at least put up a little bit more of a fight.
Yeah.
But obviously a pretty close match, especially for the first leg of this. And a very good match on Australia's part. Congratulations to Australia for the first win of the World Cup. We're going to be moving to Pyro's help. All right, Pyro, all right. Well,
gonna calculate the last GP scores right now.
All right, looking good. It looks like the France and Netherlands match hasn't started. They're having a little bit of difficulties with hosts and all. But a great match. I don't. Maybe we'll get a little bit of an interview since we probably have a little bit of time. From
goodness, James went in that last room. He got 127.
127. Okay, well then, James, calm it down a little bit.
Certainly. And then you have FLC literally right behind him with 126.
Jesus. So, I mean, okay. Wow. Quite the
duo right now.
Quite the performance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. They're gonna need that throughout the whole World Cup. At this rate, they'll probably be able to get into that at least the wild card. I feel like having that one win really puts you in contention for at the very least the wild card.
Yeah.
And with the wild card, a point differential is obviously going to be a concern. So, with that being said, you need to win your matches as much as possible. Thankfully for Australia, towards the end of that war, it was getting less and less close. But and that's what they need if they're going to be contesting for a wild card spot or even a second place spot in the group. As you guys can see, Group C has Australia and both Australia and Spain in it, as well as Mexico and Team Nordic. Team Nordic consisting of Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, I believe, if my memory serves me correct. So we'll be seeing Australia at the top of the group with 1 win. Spain at the bottom with 1 loss, obviously. But now we're going to be going into the France-Netherlands match, I believe, taking place out of Group B. A pretty, I'd say it's a pretty. I wouldn't say it's the Group of Death. The Group of Death, certainly, the title belongs to Group A.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But Group B, I'd say, is a fairly even group. We have United States and France, I mean, the obvious powerhouses of the group. But I believe
you have Canada with people, like
insane. They have carries. They have carries like similar to Australia. Like you were saying, Insane. Who else is on there?
There's Insane, Tyler, Ziggy.
I would say that Insane and Tyler are like on another level.
For sure.
They're on another level that can just straight up carry matches completely. I know that Insane's been on a bit of a vacation, and I'm not sure as to how long it's gonna last. but it's certainly going to be something that if he's able to show up for the matches, it's definitely going to help. But for now, going to try to get the match set up for France versus Netherlands. But for now, we're going to move into getting ready for this match. I don't know. Could you guys possibly look into getting Pyro on the stream so we can talk to him about the war?
Yeah, he's here.
No.
Pyro's on the call.
Okay. Hi, Pyro. How are you doing, Pyro? I'm glad you're doing. I'm glad you're here with us. So walk us through that war really quick. You guys, especially you and Jimmy at the second leg of that, really doing your part in securing that first win for Australia. Talk to us about that war and what you felt throughout it. I noticed the little pleas for help at the at some points of the war, so you could talk to us about that as well.
Well, pretty much. I have to, because I've got MKBL tomorrow as well with Imperius, I couldn't just stay up because that would be the ideal plan, right? So I had to wake up at like 10:30 p.m. So I was still really fucking woozy when I was just starting off that war. So like Wario Stadium, I had no idea what I was doing.
Okay.
And but then after I got warmed up a bit, it was a bit better. But no, I'm really impressed with the way Team Australia handled themselves. There was, I think, even though sure, Jimmy and I got a lot of points, the rest of the team weren't slouching either. Like Eccentric got 43, I think. GP won.
No, the first GP we noted that he turned up really well for you guys.
Yeah.
Like he DC'd like 5 times after that, but that's. He still pulled his weight. I mean, everyone basically did what they had to do, and it was. Yeah, I think only winning the first war by 2 points really helped though, because it got us really motivated to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like the first leg of that was so intense, a lot more intense than I was expecting, and I thought the second leg was going to be just as intense, but. It appears that your second lineup was a lot stronger, and you guys had the motivation, as you say, and pulled out with the win. And obviously, that's definitely huge for you. Group play, you guys will probably need one win is very much putting you in position for at least a wild card. So at least that you have that. Spain right now doesn't have anything except negative point differential, which obviously is going to hurt them.
I mean, to be fair, Alexoni is probably Spain's best player, and in fact, he's probably easily one of the world's best players, and he's on holidays at the moment, so he wasn't able to play. Yeah. But if he gets into a lineup, and I think they also didn't use some of their really star players, like Xerxes, for example. Yeah. Unless Xerxes was in there and I just didn't notice because he was using a different name or something. But I think they're definitely a really strong team, and I don't think we'll see them winless after all this is over.
I have to comment though that Spain's had a little bit of management issues. They've had a little bit of how do you call it? I guess management issues really. They've been having a little bit of conflict as to who to manage the team and everything, and there's been a little bit of conflict over that. And Xerxes is actually one of the people that's been affected by the conflict. I don't believe he's actually taking a part in the Spanish team right now, so that's a little bit of a loss for them. So? Yeah. Okay. I believe everybody from Kira team actually isn't participating in Team Spain, which obviously Kira team is a veteran team. They're gonna be missing out. They're gonna be missing out. Hurt them. That's gonna hurt them. Yeah. No, and we were saying it earlier. You said it just now. Alexoni. It's probably their biggest force, considering especially that Kira team isn't going to be participating for Spain. I was talking to Alexoni on Twitter, and he said that he's going to be on vacation from the 16th to the 30th. The 16th obviously being today, so he probably was heading out today for the vacation, so obviously he couldn't war. But he said he might be able to get internet elsewhere, so he'll be looking forward to warring while on vacation. Not able to stream, but looking forward to that hotel connection he could possibly be having. But for now, your next match is versus Mexico. I believe next week on Saturday, and the match after that will be followed by Team Nordic. While Spain is against Team Nordic, so I don't know. Do you want to talk to us about how you think Spain could fare against Team Nordic? Because I think. And maybe Baird and Sagar can follow me up on this. I think Team Nordic is definitely the team to look out for in Group C.
Yeah, they're definitely.
How do you guys think Spain will turn up against Nordic?
They need their best lineup possible for sure because Team Nordic, they just can't kind of pull off this type of gameplay against them.
They have there was a notable shock on Bone Dry Dunes that we were talking about towards the end of the first leg of the match. I don't know if you noticed it, Pyro. Maybe you were on the stream to notice it, but there was a shock on Bone Dry Dunes that was a mess up on the Spanish side. It was, I believe it was called, from what I could hear from the frustrations of the Spanish side in the Skype call, I believe I heard them calling the shock inappropriately and messing up quite a bit. And it messed up their top spots and ended up having Australia catch up to you guys, or having you guys catch up to Spain. And that was the turning point of the first leg of the match.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Yeah. Right. No, it was Bone Dry Dunes, and I believe the streamer had a star. And I think we had Bone Dry Dunes both matches, so I'm just trying to figure out which one it was. Yeah, that might be a little bit difficult. But
I think that does sound like the first one though, because the second one we had the bolt ourselves in like 10th or something, and then the player holding it DC'd, and the bot just immediately used it.
Oh, okay.
It was like, well, okay, that was sudden.
Yeah, because the shock looked a little bit sudden from what I could remember. So, okay, that explains it. But yeah, I think Spain versus Nordic team is going to have some trouble. They obviously have some really good players, especially in the likes of like Rom, Dunks, some of your teammates, Pyro, with like Twillas and Ruby. Ruby being one of the better inward drifting bikers in the world. And I think it's going to be very hard for the Spanish side to compete with Team Nordic come next week. But they can obviously do it with the help of Alexoni and with the help of the rest of the team. They're going to need everybody to really turn up. But for now, we're heading into Team France versus Team Netherlands.
And, with that, I'll just post the overall table for the war we just went into, and I'll give it to Jake and FLC.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'll still be keeping scores in the chat, but yeah.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so for now, well, hold on a second. Okay, so total of 516 to 459 for that second leg, I see. Okay, that's a pretty big one.
I'm not entirely sure about that because there are a lot of DCs, and it's kind of hard to keep track of them, especially when there's an 11-player race.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Rip. Call died. Someone else want to host. Oh, there's a group call. Okay, it started. I'll be joining soon.